Outfits with flashes of light blue, playing against Wrexham in their traditional red, white, red outfits, and play underway in North Wales in this FA Cup fourth round tie. Town trying to reach the fifth round for back-to-back seasons for the first time in over 3 decades. Greaves takes charge of the ball on halfway, slips it into midfield, and Neil gives it back to Greaves. Greaves into the centre. Kiyuste playing with gloves on. Likewise, Kipre on the edge of his penalty area. Palmer in his all-lime kit off to our left-hand side. In front of the end where there isn't a stand. Shades of Oxford United here. Just 3 stands surrounding the racecourse ground. The oldest international stadium still in use. Wales still play here. Long ball downfield. Palmer out of his area. Uses his header. Poor head from Palmer to Windass wide right. He shoots from an acute angle. Saved by Palmer. Spilt! What a chance for Wrexham inside the opening minute. Dodgy goalkeeping from Palmer, but he's got away with it. He's got the ball in his hands.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking about there. Just let it come back into your goal. Drop off and let it go back in the box and pick it up. Oh, dodgy start there.
Very shaky from an experienced goalkeeper. He's played it out to Kipre. Now Johnson on this near side. Nice to hear from him earlier on in match night. Gives it to Egeli. McAteer with the layoff, looking for the Norwegian. The ball's clearly come off Thomason, despite the fact he's appealing for a throw into Wrexham. It's Ipswich Town's ball down below us.
Bit of a hospital ball there from McAteer.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit short. He needs to make sure it's crisp.
Wrexham got to this stage, having beaten Nottingham Forest in a penalty shootout after a 3-3 draw here last month. Town, of course, beat Blackpool at home. Given away by Johnson to the far side, and Longman, the right wing-back for Wrexham. Just 3 league places separate these two sides. Town in 3rd in the Championship table, Wrexham 6th at the moment. They actually play Bristol City midweek. Ipswich Town isn't their next league game. Here is Thomason, former Bolton player. Tends to play central midfield, but he's left wing back tonight for them. Back to Doyle, who had a loan at Norwich a couple of seasons ago, once of Manchester City. Hyam, the captain, what a signing he's been last summer for Wrexham. Very influential, holding things together at the back. There is Akpom in the centre of the Ipswich Town half. Gives it to Johnson near side. Johnson down the line, looking for McAteer. Asks too much of the former Leicester player. Doyle passes it to Rathbone, very tidy player in midfield. Rathbone came through at Manchester United. We've seen him play against Town for Rochdale and Rotherham in recent seasons. Been amongst the goals recently as well, Ollie Rathbone. Another throw into Johnson underneath us. It's his 3rd or 4th in these opening 2.5 minutes. But it is the case that Baggett is playing at left back, incidentally. So Town have got the experience of Kipre and Greaves at centre half, keeping an eye on Smith and Windass. Nice little touch from Neil to Kiyuste. Back in field to Dan Neil. Lets the ball go to Akpom in a central area, the number 29. Out to the right hand side, and the blonde haired Egeli, the number 8, cuts in field. Town attacking the goal off to our left. Egeli's attempted pass, trying to find his captain for the first time this evening, was intercepted by the Welsh team. Longman down the far touchline to Windass, just eased off the ball by Neil. Good play from him. Again, Neil showing his quality. Can have a player down far side, and a bit of pain at Pom. Now he's got back up to his feet as Johnson plays it in field for Kipre. Back it goes to Palmer, who's hopefully settled himself after that wobbly, worrying start to the game that he made. That Windass did have a sight of goal from an acute angle. Would have been a calamitous start to this cup tie. One of 2 cup ties tonight. Hull hosting Chelsea in the other one.
He's got a good record against us, Windass, as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a decent player. Former Sheffield Wednesday man. Nice spin in midfield by Kiyuste. Gives it forward to Egeli. Back to the Swede. Kiyuste does a full 360, then passes the ball between the lines to Akpom. Neil's available far side. Akpom spun in field. Good atmosphere at the racecourse ground. Town in possession inside the Wrexham half of the field, off to our right hand side. It's a congested midfield. Town have worked it to the right. Johnson to McAteer. Johnson's gone on an overlap. McAteer finds him. Johnson's first time cross looks half decent. Headed towards goal, just wide of goal by Hurst. He got between the 2 centre halves. It's picked up by Okonkwo.
That's a half chance.
That's
a right half chance. A great ball in from Johnson, really. Hurst, he didn't look as if he wanted to head that for me.
I think he believed the centre half was going to get it, didn't he? Didn't read that it might have cleared Hyam's head had he known that. hindsight's a wonderful thing. It'd been a really good chance. Egley up towards Hurst. The captain's touch is a bit heavy. Hurst's lost it. Played out into midfield to Dobson. Good player, George Dobson, just holding things together in the centre for Wrexham. Smith's eased off the ball far side by Greaves. And the yellow ball is back with Kipre. He gives it round the corner to Egley. Egley's seen a fair bit of the ball at the moment, the 19-year-old. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds this match tonight, because it's an FA Cup tie. The next round, the 5th round, is scheduled for when Town are at home to Leicester. So if they get through here tonight, that game would have to be rescheduled, and the fixtures would indeed pile up for Town. Kiyuste gets the ball from Johnson, edge of his area. Back goes to Johnson, back in his right back berth. Kipre to Palmer. Palmer inside the 6-yard area. Off to our left. We're still goalless in the 6th minute as Palmer floats the ball forward, headed on by Hurst, not to Akpom. In goes Hyam, formerly of Blackburn and Coventry. Flying into the challenge far side is Cleworth, who came through the academy here. Baggett's first touch infield, gives it to Neil. Neil spins away from Dobson, formerly together at Sunderland a few seasons ago. Kiyuste, lovely turn from Kiyuste, just gliding away from O'Brien, left him for dead. Tries to curl the ball forward, didn't get the connection on the pass right. Easily cut out by Wrexham. Doyle gives it to O'Brien. Rathbone to the near side and Thomason. Looking forward to seeing more of Dan Neil this evening, Alex. He did well last week, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the two of them, actually, Kiyuste and Neil together. Already they've been getting on the ball a lot more. Kiyuste looks up for it, but as they say, it's how long we get him trying to get on the ball. He seems to disappear, but he's started very well, Kiyuste and Neil. He seems to be playing the deeper one, Kiyuste. He's playing that Matt Seaver's role.
Egley, infield to Akpom, beautifully taken by Akpom to the right hand side. McAteer, first time ball in from McAteer, is a really good one towards Hurst. He was under pressure from a defender. No real criticism of George on that occasion, but it was a fine ball in from McAteer. Did exactly the right thing, first time in low and hard. Yeah,
definitely a great ball in. Hurst is unlucky, defender's done very well. He's just got to try and get a touch on it, but defender's defended very well.
7 minutes played, Ipswich Town on halfway with Casey McAteer. Stands on the ball, but a bit more confidence in him after his involvement last week. Little triangular passes and also involving Kiyuste and Neil. Back it goes to McAteer. On this right hand side, Johnson. Kipre, one of 5 survivors from the Blackpool team. Kipre, the only survivor, not only last weekend, Cedric Kipre, but also the side that started against Bromley in Town's first cup match of the season. It's that long ago, the likes of Chaplin and Ogbenny and Wolfenden were in that side at Bromley earlier on this season. 10 changes tonight if you're just joining us on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds. Town starting the game well enough, had more possession of the ball. Late follow-through challenges upended Akpom in a little bit of pain. Referee incidentally tonight, Ben Speedy, in charge of this one. Hasn't refereed a Town game before. Akpom has stayed down on the far side where the dugouts are, and
I think the ball hit him in the face as well on the way down.
Yeah, he stayed down, Chuba Akpom. What have you made of the first 8.5 minutes, Alex?
I think it's looked good, apart from the mistakes have caused their own problems really at the back, but midfield looks good for me, getting on the ball. Egley just needs to take a little bit more care. He's gotten the ball 2 or 3 times now. He just needs to take a little bit more care with his passing and try and keep us in possession of the ball. But yeah, they've linked up well. I think Kiyuste, Neil and Egley have linked up very well. We've had a couple of good balls into the box, a couple of half chances maybe for Hurst, but yeah, it's a good start. They've had the best chance though, but that was our own making. That was our own fault.
10 years since Wrexham lost an FA Cup game here. They're trying to reach the 5th round for the first time in 29 years. I haven't been particularly happy to them this competition in recent years, but League certainly has, given that they've gone from the National League to League 2 to League 1 to the Championship, and not only survived in the Championship, never been in a relegation battle, and now far from it. One of the teams in with a chance of going up via the playoffs. It's a remarkable story, this, isn't it, Alex? What they've done.
It's amazing. It really is. And I think it's what they've done for the actual town as well. Well, they've actually got the actual town behind them, the club, which is great, because before it was all doom and gloom, wasn't it? And they've came in and they've been very open-minded, and you know what I mean, they've opened the doors to everybody. They've got a lot of publicity into the club, and obviously with the two owners coming in, but they've done it all for the right reasons, Brenner, and to be fair, it's shown on the pitch. They've put their money where the mouth is.
Yeah, they have done ever so well. 5 years since Ryan Reynolds and Rob Mack, as he's now known, came into the club. No football at the moment still because that injury to Akpom, although he is up on his feet. They were 15 years out of the EFL from 2008 to 2023. During that time they actually knocked Lowestoft Town out of this competition 17 years ago now. Play back underway as Wrexham have the ball at the back. Long it goes downfield. Johnson with a header back to Palmer. Took a risk. I'm not sure he realised Thomason was there, or he's a lot calmer than I was if he did. Had to be inch perfect with the header, and Johnson was. Palmer's got it in his hands, and still 0-0 as Akpom gets ready to come back on far side. 11 minutes gone. Of course, this tie has to be settled tonight. No more replays in the FA Cup at this stage. Palmer from out of his area, right-footed, left to right, goes straight downfield. Should be headed away by Doyle. Doyle's header goes straight to Akpom. Far side is Baggett. Akpom's held on to the ball. He's given it to the left back. Back to Dan Neal. Neal 35 yards from goal, bit further perhaps. He tucks it back to the centre circle, and Kipre along the deck to the right-hand side, and Johnson. A couple of little step-overs trying to get away from Thomason. He's run into a cul-de-sac. In comes Rathbone. Out goes the ball for a through to Town, which I think Johnson, in the absence of Darnell Furlong, is going to be taken near side. Chucks it back to Egley. Egley finds Kipre. Kipre possibly another contender for the armband ahead of this one. Nice to see that George Hurst's got it. Johnson trying to get down the line, blocked off by Thomason. Rathbone in field, but only to Kipre. Kipre swiftly gives it to Neal. Neal forward to Hurst, who dropped off the front line. Hurst run the ball out to the right hand side. McAteer's gone in front of him down the right wing. Hurst has gone back to Johnson. Goalless on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds. There is Jens Kiyuste in the centre of the field. He finds Jacob Greaves, who in turn goes back to Palmer.
Better from Hurst there, holding the ball
it
up.
Was.
Yeah, keeping it nice and tight, keeping the ball, keeping us in play, and that's what you've got to do as a centre forward.
Johnson's seen a lot of the ball. Over the top, he looks towards Hurst. Meat and drink for Doyle, who heads it away. Neal loses it in the centre of the park. O'Brien tidies up, back to Doyle. Doyle goes forward a couple of yards, then goes long looking for Windass. Easily cut out by Greaves. Greaves slips it into midfield, and Akpom seen a fair bit of the ball as well. Akpom back into the centre circle. It goes to Kiyuste.
I think Egley or Hurst has got to give him something. He's got to give him a platform, play it into the feet. Either that or going nowhere.
McAteer down the right hand side, taking on Rathbone. Low ball into the area, is cut out by Doyle. Doyle passes it out short to O'Brien. O'Brien runs into traffic. Kiyuste takes the ball off him. Neal to Hurst, back to Neal. Egley trying to force his way into the area, cleared away by Cleworth. Town trying to keep up the pressure. Kiyuste gets the better of Rathbone. Johnson now on the right again. It's McAteer infield to Sindrawalla Egley. He turns it around the corner to Akpom. Akpom holds off the challenge of Doyle, the number 2. Back to Akpom as well, who's very busy running across that front line. Akpom far from occupying an orthodox left wing position. Kiyuste slides the ball down the right to McAteer. Johnson's made a good overlapping run. Flag stays down. Rathbone slides in there. Town win the first corner kick.
Yeah, good play, good patient play, good run from Johnson. McAteer and Johnson linking up at 2 or 3 occasions early on in this first half. One is a corner. The big boys coming up from the back now. See if we can get a goal from a corner.
Nearly 5 years since Wrexham last lost back-to-back games on this ground. That's what they're trying to avoid tonight, having been beaten by Millwall here last weekend. Corner kick to Ipswich, their first of this game. It's Sindrawalla Egley inside the 15th minute. Off to our right-hand side, left-footed delivery from him. The referee's blown his whistle. It'll have to be a retake. Wants to sort something out there in amongst the grey shirts and the reds.
Yeah, I think this needs sorted out, and I see it in every game now, and they're not even facing the ball. They're just watching the man, they're just blocking them. For me, that's a foul back in the day. You've got to be man for man. They just actually grip it. Anywhere in the pitch, it would be a free kick. But because it's a penalty, because it's in the penalty box, you don't give anything.
huddle of players beyond the far post for Egley to aim towards, and it comes straight to the hands of Okonkwo, who I thought for a second has spilled it on his goal line, totally unchallenged. Okonkwo, the goalkeeper, trying to get Wrexham on the front foot, turning defence into attack. Rathbone on halfway, forward come the red shirts. Town have been the better side so far. Wrexham had the best opportunity early doors, but was handed to them by, or headed to them should I say, by Alex Palmer's mistake outside his penalty area. Since then, so far, whilst hardly peppering the goal of Okonkwo, Town have had more final third possession as Greaves heads the ball into the centre, chested down by Smith. He's robbed by Neal. Kayuste carries the ball over the centre spot, then loses it to O'Brien, former Huddersfield and Nottingham Forest player. Was their club record signing for a few weeks last summer before Nathan Broadhead arrived from Suffolk. If you went with us earlier on, Kiefer Moore and Nathan Broadhead both on the bench for the home side tonight, as are a couple of their January signings, Bailey Cadamartra and Keylor Davis-Dunn. Ball forward from Greaves down the left-hand side of the Wrexham area. Hurst trying to out-muscle his man, and he's done that so far up against Hyam. Hurst held it up well. It's on Ipswich Town. A good throw, well done.
Yeah.
Gained a lot of ground. Good hold-up play from Hurst. That's all he could do over in the far right corner.
And that's all you can do in that situation. Try and keep the ball, get something for your team. He's got his team 50 yards further up the pitch.
16 and a bit minutes gone. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds. The draw, incidentally, for the fifth round is Monday evening, ahead of the Macclesfield-Brentford game, which rounds off FA Cup fourth round weekend. Throw in to Ipswich. It's Kayuste to take it in. It comes looping into the Wrexham area, headed on well by Neal, and then diving to head it wide was Akpom on the edge of the 6-yard area.
Yeah, it came out quite quick. He's unlucky, but again, a little opportunity for Town. They are the better side just now, possession and stuff, and to be fair, if Wrexham keep going long, I mean, Greaves and Kipray will just soak it up all day. It's not as if they've got Kiefer Moore up there that's going to challenge for it, are they?
Not yet. 34 years since the famous win here over Arsenal. Mickey Thomas with that iconic FA Cup free kick, and he was here earlier on down in front of us. I think he's doing stuff for BBC Wales here tonight. Throw in on the far side to Wrexham, aimed towards Smith from Longman. Longman takes the ball on his right thigh, then the ball goes out of play for a throw to Wrexham midway inside the Ipswich Town half of the field. Still 0-0 between these two sides.
There's a bit of a legend, Mickey Thomas, in these parts.
Oh, massively. Wrexham wide right, Longman, in comes his early ball to the Ipswich area, volleyed away by Greaves, otherwise it would have been volleyed towards the net by Rathbone. In it comes again from Cleworth, blocked off by Baggett. One or two half-hearted appeals for a handball against Baggett, hasn't been given, and he clears to inside the home side's half of the field. Ipswich Town have started well. Long from Wrexham, headed down and out by Greaves. Thrown on the far side to the home team. Smith has the ball. It's robbed, and out the far side it goes.
When does VAR come in these rounds? Is it semis?
I don't know if they have it at all.
Are they not coming at all in the FA Cup this year?
I'm not sure, I don't think so.
No.
Ball on the centre spot with O'Brien. Now it's Rathbone to the near side, and Thomason just managed to keep the ball in. He gives it to O'Brien, then points for O'Brien to send it back to Doyle. Wrexham spreading the ball across their back three. Hyam. Hard ball for Longman to deal with. It's come off the top of Baggett's head and gone out behind for Wrexham's first corner kick of this one.
Yeah. Just wondered if Baggett could maybe let that one go. There's a lot of pace on it, but I suppose he's got to play safe, aren't you?
It's going to be Thomason who takes this corner kick for Wrexham, their first of this cup tie. We're in the 20th minute. Chilly night in North Wales. All eyes on the penalty area off to a left-hand side. They haven't committed too many players forward in red, Wrexham. In comes the ball after the free kick. The corner kick had been taken short, headed away well by Akpom. Out as far as the number 47 Longman. Wrexham with Thomason, gives the ball to Cleworth on the left hand side. He gets it back from his captain Hyam. Cleworth back to Hyam on the left wing, the centre half. What's his crossing like? Doesn't look bad towards the far stick. Glancing header behind from Johnson. It was an important one because Windass was lurking behind him.
Yeah, good ball in, and giving a little bit of space to put the ball in, and it's a good defensive from Johnson. Knock it out for the corner again.
Still 0-0 in this FA Cup tie in North Wales. Second corner kick in quick succession for Wrexham. Again they play it back and short. Left-footed effort towards goal, saved by Palmer. It's a stinger from Windass. He probably saw it late. Thankfully the goalkeeper was equal to it, but it's another corner.
Yeah, I don't think he knew much about it, to be fair. Great strike from Windass.
Yeah, really good. Another corner kick to Wrexham. Exerting a bit of pressure on that goal off to our left. It's looping towards the far stick. Touched over the top and away by Palmer, was it? Yeah, looked it. It's another corner to Wrexham, this time down their left-hand side.
Yeah, put some pressure on with these corners. We do look a little bit shaky at the back. These corners coming in.
They don't commit as many bodies into the area as most teams do, Wrexham. As well as the taker and the goalkeeper, there are 4 others outside the Ipswich town area.
I know, I don't believe why we don't put somebody outside.
Dobson with his corner kick towards the far post. The Wrexham player went towards it. It's come off one of the defenders, though. Well done, I think, Jacob Greaves. It's a 5th corner to Wrexham. Town just can't get the ball away at the moment.
Good balls in, though.
Yep.
Yeah, good balls in.
Town have all now 10 players inside their area. Wrexham again pull this corner kick, 5th in quick succession, back outside the area. It's to Dobson, the number 15. The attempted cross from Windass is blocked off by Eggerly for another throw into Wrexham. Finally, a bit of an attacking threat in this game, the Welsh side, but it's all been from set pieces, and now they have the ball inside their own half with Hyam, the captain. 0-0 live on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds. Thomason goes forward and then spins, shields the ball from McAteer, gives it back to Doyle. O'Brien, there's no route forward. Good closing down from Eggerly. Now Hyam mixes it up with a long ball forward, but it's wasteful from the home captain. And it's a goal kick to Alex Palmer after all of that.
Yeah, to be fair, I'd be saying it if they keep doing that, but they did look a threat from corners, so I'd be saying to the team, listen, let's not be giving anything away. Don't be giving any silly corners away or any free kicks around the box. They do put a good delivery in.
Here comes Palmer. They're so important in the modern game. It's become a real thing, goals from set pieces. Of course, specialist set piece coaches at most clubs in the top 2 divisions, and it's been the season of the long throw as well, particularly in the Premier League, as the ball's given away far side by Hurst. Wide right, Longman for Wrexham. Attempted cross, charged down by the number 25 Baggett, and out it goes for a throw, taken quickly by Wrexham, trying to catch Ipswich Town out. Dobson is now on the ball. Eventually it's fed back to Hyam inside his area. That's a little spell from Wrexham at the moment without being world beaters. We're still waiting for the first goal. Thomason with a good looking ball forward, headed away by Kipre, only as far as Doyle. Important work from McAteer getting back and helping out. The ball is then lifted back to Thomason and O'Brien. Now Wrexham have it. If you went with us earlier on, they made 5 changes to the side that lost here to Millwall when by all accounts they weren't at their best, and Alex Neil's side deserved that victory. Longman trying to take on Baggett on the far side. He goes in with a pass infield, comes off Akpom, and that's a throw to Phil Parkinson's side. Very experienced manager now, Phil Parkinson, more than 1,000 games in his career. I couldn't believe when I looked earlier on, it's 20 years since he left Colchester United. He got them into the Championship, but he was there 2003 to 2006, got Colchester up, got Bolton up, took Bradford to the League Cup final 13 years ago now, and beat Jose Mourinho's Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in the Cup as well. He's a terrific manager, Alex.
Yeah, he's done very well.
Town playing it short around at the back. Kayuste back to Palmer, out to the right hand side. Johnson closed down by Rathbone. He plays the ball down the line to McAteer. McAteer gets the last touch. It's out for a throw.
I think he started at Charlton. Did he start at Charlton? I think he started at Charlton.
In Reading was, I think, one of his initial.
Yeah.
Might have been there as a player and then did some coaching, but Had a spell at Sunderland when things were very difficult in the North East to have any kind of success. They had a succession of managers, so it was no slight on him that it didn't really take light there, but what a job he's done here. Throw in for Town at right back. Johnson is going to be taking it. Probably seen more of him at left back this season, Ben Johnson, but of course in the absence of Ashley Young at the moment, he was always going to start on the right hand side of the back four. Neil offers himself up, gets the ball back to Johnson. Johnson has the strength to hold off Windass. Good ball in field from Johnson, finding Akpom. Akpom's held up literally by Dobson. The referee's played an advantage. Neil has the ball on halfway for Town. Down the line, Johnson gives it to McAteer. Neil then lays it off to Johnson once more. Kipre to Greaves. Greaves is slowed down by Rathbone. He's a real bundle of energy. Rathbone never stops working. Palmer to Kayuste. Kayuste to Kipre. Kipre's ball's loose. I think he was aiming for Egley. Egley made a run at the wrong time, but then Wrexham have passed it out and given Ipswich Town a throw-in inside the home side's half of the field. 25 minutes gone. Still waiting for our first goal of this cup tie. Guessing there hasn't been a goal between Hull and Chelsea either tonight. Poignant game that for Liam Rossigna back at Hull City. Talking of Hull City, here on the ball is Jacob Greaves.
Got a strong squad out there tonight as well, Chelsea, haven't they?
Have they?
Yeah.
They've gone strong. Well, yeah. Opportunity to win something. Neil arrows the ball out to the right hand side. Johnson brings it down well, then crosses first time. It's come off Thomason, and now it's another corner for Town.
Yeah, good play from Johnson again, because that was really fizzed into him. Good first touch, won his team a corner. We've
played 26 and a half minutes at the racecourse ground. Town, of course, have already won in Wales this season at Swansea in the league. This corner kick's played short from Egley to Johnson. Then Egley overhits that one deep towards the far post. Into the middle comes the header. Well recycled by Greaves, keeping the move alive, but Okonkwo's up there to catch it cleanly. Yeah,
good move for the corner, but Egley's got to whip that in. There's just too much on it there. Too much on it.
A lot of height from this goal kick from Okonkwo. Brought down by Rathbone on the halfway line. Quick feet from him. Dobson smoothly gives it to Cleworth. Wrexham work it across their back three. Now it's with Doyle. Thomason infield finds O'Brien. Wrexham up to halfway. Rathbone. This is nice, promising play from the home team. On the left-hand side, Windass, the number 10, overlapping is Thomason. Windass on the corner of the Ipswich area. Ball in field to O'Brien. O'Brien gets into the box. No, not quite. Too many grey shirts in the way. Wrexham win it back, but illegally, says the referee. Free kick to Ipswich Town just outside their penalty box.
I'm surprised he gave that foul there. Kayuste went down very dramatically, but we got the foul. Good play from Wrexham though. Finding some space, Rathbone in the centre, and then Windass breaking. It was unlucky that.
28 minutes gone at the racecourse ground.
I think it'd be even Stevens on possession.
Probably is now. Haven't been much in the way of goalmouth activity in this game. Palmer forward towards Hurst, over the top of him, being well marked by Cleworth. Longman tries the big diagonal from far side to near, cut out by Baggett. Wrexham get back on the ball. A little bit of busyness there from Longman, drifting in field. Now it's with Cleworth again. Longman in possession. Back to Hyam. On halfway, George Dobson gives the ball to Lewis O'Brien, just inside the Ipswich Town half of the field. Town defending the end off to our left for the next 16 minutes or so of this first half. Yet to see a goal in this FA Cup tie. O'Brien looks for Smith. Smith into the area, gets onto the ball. Greaves goes with him. Out to the left it goes from Thomason. Early first time ball in from Thomason. Up and away from Kipre. Egley misses out on the header to O'Brien. Chested down by Dobson. Dobson can't get the better of Neil. Good work from Neil, shielding the ball. Johnson looked to show too much of it to Rathbone. He's got away with it. Turned it back to Palmer. Palmer correctly only had one thing in his mind, and that was clearing his lines. Brought down by Doyle for Dobson. Dobson slides in, wins a good 50-50. Rathbone over the top for Smith. Smith's offside. Blocked off by Greaves, but it's a free kick to Palmer.
Yeah, it's all too easy for me for Wrexham. Obviously, we need to get tighter all over the pitch. They're doing what they want with the ball. They've got about a yard and a half on pace. We need to get tighter all over the pitch, especially in the midfield. Defensively, Hurst and Egley need to be giving them a little bit of more of a problem. We need to be going very tight. We're giving them too much space on the ball. Now, if you give somebody space on the ball, they can do anything they want with it. And that's what's happening just now.
Former Town striker Alex Matthew with me tonight, watching this so far 0-0 cup game. Alex will be back alongside me here in the league next Saturday. It's a 3 o'clock kick-off on match day from 2 till 6. Throw into Wrexham far side, who've grown into this game a little bit more in recent times. Kieran McKenna far side, encouraging his players. Dinked forward far side by Longman, headed in field by Greaves, touched forward, but good covering from Baggett to get there ahead of Windass. Town play it short out of their area to Baggett at left back. Baggett's held up by Longman. Big strong boy Elkin Baggett. He plays it back to Greaves. Greaves clears the ball out of play for a throw to Wrexham.
He looked a couple of yards offside there, Brenner, when that ball was played.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, and the linesman never gave it. Surprised me.
14 minutes till half time. The crowd trying to get behind Wrexham. Still something like 1,200 Ipswich Town fans have made the trip, which is fabulous on a cold Friday night in February when your team's here a week later in the league. Remarkable away support for Ipswich Town. The vast majority, of course, ticking off a new ground, one would have thought. Wrexham seeing a bit more of the ball at the moment, trying to do something with it now as Windass gives it to Cleworth. Longman on the right hand side, deep cross, too deep, out behind. Goal kick to Alex Palmer.
Yeah, don't think he was going to manage to put a cross in from there. If he had managed that, it was a great cross, but there's no chance. We just need to get on the ball a bit again. We've not had any possession in the last 10 minutes. Tuesday and Neil's not been involved at all.
No, third season out of 4 that Wrexham have reached this stage of the competition. Just saying earlier on, 29 years since they got beyond this, and of course both of these sides just 3 wins from Wembley. That's how close they are to get into a semi-final of an FA Cup. That's why last season's penalty shootout defeat to Nottingham Forest was so disappointing. Here is Doyle, still goalless tonight on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds. Hyam gives the ball out to the far side, and Longman. Nice spin from Dobson. Dobson it is who scored that 8th goal when Town drew 4-4 at Charlton a couple of seasons ago now. That crazy fixture. Hasn't scored too many, but that was a really important one against Kieran McKenna's side on that occasion. Here is Johnson just drying the yellow ball in his slate grey shirt. Town in their 3rd kits tonight. The layoff from Neil wasn't good enough. Too much on it, out of play for a through to Wrexham near side.
Yeah, too casual for me, that Neil. He's got a 2-yard pass. Basics.
Thomason is going to be taking this. New ruling cup competitions this season, by the way. That's why the likes of Mehmeti, Kadamatri and Kilo Davis-Dunn can all play in this. They played for other sides already in the competition. But eligible for tonight, and of course any remaining games that come their way of either side. Oh, mistake from Kipre. Thomason wide left, early ball into the box, too early, no one was there. It was really scruffy bit of play down this Ipswich right. Wrexham inside the Ipswich area, left-footed shot towards goal and in! The breakthrough comes, and it's for Wrexham. Windass and also Longman celebrate over in the far left corner. It's the home side who've got the opener in this FA Cup 4th round tie. 34 minutes played, and it's the number 10, Josh Windass, who makes it Wrexham 1, Ipswich Town 0.
It's been coming, Brenner, it's been coming. We've been off the pace in the last 10-15 minutes. We've not really got tight all over the place. A right mix up down here before that with Kipre and McAteer and Johnson. I don't know what they were doing there. Ball line overhit it, and it's a great strike across goal. And Josh Windass, he's a great striker, isn't he? He knows where the goal is. came in and just touched it in the back of the net. Simple.
9 for the season for Windass, his first in this competition. Right, let's see what Ipswich Town can do now. I couldn't see where a goal was coming from before kick-off, and I looked at the team and the way that Wrexham was set up. They've got to now prove me wrong to at least take this game the distance.
Windass has uncut himself or something. He's gone off just now.
Yeah, little break and play at the moment as Egley gets ready to get this game back underway. Town playing from left to right. Actually, you can hear all the latest Ipswich Town news and insights and analysis from across the BBC. Just do a search for Ipswich Town on BBC Sounds. Hit subscribe and you'll be notified when new episodes are available. Play back underway. Windass still off, having scored the opening goal. Smith stumbles on halfway. That's allowed Neil to get back. Wrexham in red down the far side with Longman. Ball in field. Their tails are up at the moment. There is Greaves. Still, Okonkwo's not really had a save to make in this game that I can remember.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
We've not really created a couple of half chances for the Hurst. That's about
it. Here is Greaves. Town so reliant, or they have been so far this season, on Philogene Clark and penalties. Here is Egley. Good ball round the back for McAteer. Just too much on it from Egley. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, that was unlucky.
Wasn't it?
That was unlucky. Good ball from Egley. Just too much on the pass, but good idea.
Okonkwo has the ball in his right hand, off to our right hand side. Former Arsenal player, second season as a permanent fixture here at Wrexham. It's one of those goalkeepers on his day can be terrific, but other days he's got a mistake in him. I think he let one in against Swansea, and I think he wasn't that convincing, albeit he kept a clean sheet at Portman Road. He had a couple of moments in that game. Clever back header from Hurst. It's got Ipswich Town in the attack. Akpom, Town are 1-0 down. Can it change now? Akpom inside the area, tries to go square, hits high, and Akpom's quicker up to his feet. Still has the ball wide left, now just outside the Wrexham area. Gives it to Baggett. Baggett tries to pull the ball back to Neil. Didn't work out. It's come off of the stumbling Cleworth, and Town at least have a thrown outside the Wrexham area.
Yeah, unlucky Akpom. I thought he was just going to put it back in the box, Baggett, but he's tried to find Neil, which probably a good idea, but never executed the pass.
It was a good break from Ipswich, trying to draw level immediately. Wrexham have the lead in this FA Cup tie. Back the ball goes to the halfway line. Now Kipre to the right, and Johnson making a run forward is McAteer. Infield it goes to Kiyuste. But now the ball on halfway, all 10 red shirts are behind it. What can Town do to try to carve open an opportunity in the remaining 7.5 minutes of this half? McAteer skips in field, faced by numerous red shirts, gives it back out to the right, and Johnson, white from the chalk marks on his back. Now Kipre finds Kiyuste, down the line to Johnson once more, near side. Ball to the corner of the area, McAteer, then the return from McAteer is behind Johnson, and that move fizzles out terribly.
There's not many options on the ball when they've got it. They need to be looking to get the ball, be brave, play against the centre half, get the ball to your feet. It's the only way you get forward. You can't go side to side all the time.
It's fairly easy for Wrexham. At the moment, it has to be said. Dobson hoists the ball up into the centre circle. Baggett takes it high on his chest, maybe even his face. Longman gets it to Windass. Still work to be done. Wrexham have the ball wide right. Windass, the goal scorer, plays it into the middle towards Smith, who I think dummied it for Rathbone. Rathbone couldn't connect, and thankfully it's just a goal kick to Palmer.
Windass is all over the place, isn't he? He's creating everything, anything good. He's creating it for Wrexham.
Good player, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep. Came from Sheffield Wednesday last summer. He's had a good first season in this part of the world.
He's been good wherever he's been. Scored goals wherever he's been. Blackburn as well scored goals, didn't he?
Kiyuste trying to spin away from O'Brien. He's got the better of him. Johnson closed down by Smith, who we've seen Smith play for Reading and Cambridge United in the past. Actually at Manchester United early on in his career. He's had a good little spell recently when Moore and Broadhead have missed games. Poor ball from Kipre into midfield, cut out by Wrexham easily. They're going it back to the halfway line and Hyam. Wrexham with Dobson. He allows Windass to take the ball off him, finds Rathbone, back to Windass, out to the left-hand side. They're purring at the moment, Wrexham. The better side in this game just now.
They need to get tight all over. Look at the time they've got on the ball.
They have, haven't they?
They're about 2 yards off them.
Minimum 2 yards.
Jeez, oh.
Dobson gives it to Windass, gets it back. O'Brien, edge of the area, Rathbone inside the box. Still Rathbone, held up by Kipre, so too Kayuste. Rathbone turns and scores. Oh, what a hit that was, and a brilliant save from Palmer. Terrific work all round. It was arrowing into the top corner from Rathbone's right boot, and that was a marvellous tip away by Palmer to prevent Wrexham from going 2-0 up.
Yeah, goalkeepers kept Ipswich Town in the game there, because that's a great effort from Rathbone. Keeper, what a save, great save, really was. For his other hand, tipped it over the bar, kept us in the game, but it really has, because if that goes in, Brennan, the game's done and dusted.
We were right behind it, and there's a brilliant effort from Rathbone, a player who's been amongst the goals recently. Great stop there from Palmer. Wrexham play the corner kick short, comes to Rathbone outside the area, has another go left-footed, saved by Palmer, low down on his left-hand side, as he should have done with that one. It was a far more straightforward stop from the former West Brom man.
Yeah, but he's had the most to do, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Palmer, 4 chances on target, 4 saves to make.
Had 6 corners in this game. Wrexham. Down goes Akpom in central midfield. Free kick to Ipswich Town. Work to be done. Ahead of this season, Town with 8 FA Cup wins in 15 years. It's been a fairly miserable competition for them. Albeit Kieran McKenna's won more FA Cup matches than any manager. Ipswich Town manager going back to the days of Bobby Ferguson, the last manager to win more than the 7 that Kieran's won. As Kayuste is robbed in midfield. Wrexham have it on the far side. Hurst tries to win it. Through no fault of his, I've not mentioned Hurst's name for a fair while, really.
He's not done any ball. There's no service whatsoever.
Nothing, has there?
Nothing.
No. There's certainly no criticism of him. Wrexham 1-0 ahead, live on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds. Of course, we've talked a lot about these back-to-back trips here. It's not beyond the realms that we could be here a third time this season. If the season ended now, these two would be facing each other in the playoffs. Let's deal with the FA Cup and the league meeting first, though. Long from Okonkwo towards the edge of the Ipswich area, headed away by Greaves. Wrexham win it with O'Brien trying to turn away from Egley to the right hand side. He's given the ball to Windass, clearly a danger man. Windass to Longman. Longman's low ball in. He's swept away by the left boot of Greaves, headed forward by Dobson. Wrexham get it back with Hyam. There is Windass once again. Dobson through a little gap. Wrexham by far the better team. Nice little back heel. Windass thought about pulling the trigger, gives it to Thomason into the middle. Oh, brilliant defending from Greaves, otherwise it was going to be a tap in for Smith. Still alive inside there, pinging around, appeals found, ball not given. The referee got a good view of Kipre. That was really nice football from Wrexham.
They've been allowed to do it, Brenner.
They are, aren't they, though?
We've got 7 players back there. We've got 2 up front. The big gap. The midfield needs to get forward. They've got 3 players against 7. Really is.
Just uncomfortable, isn't it, sadly?
With nothing, there's no support for the strikers or the attacking team. Kayuste and Neil, they're both sitting back there. They're playing with a back 5. We can't get forward. There's nobody going beyond the striker to give us anything.
Yeah, something has to change. It's just all too straightforward. Ball in field from Akpom, finds Egley. Egley scoops it up across the field to McAteer. McAteer can't keep it in. Scruffy again from Ipswich Town. Well, hopefully just lull them into a false sense of security ahead of the league game next Saturday. Wrexham.
I don't think so, Brenner. It's just, it really is. I mean, you go out, you want to win every game, no matter what. But at this moment in time, it doesn't look that way.
Final minute of the first half is on the horizon. Windass has scored the only goal of the game. Rathbone battling for it, Rathbone winning it, giving it to Windass, infield to O'Brien. Town Town have got to be wary at left back now. Cutting in from the right as Longman gives it to O'Brien. He lays it off to Dobson. Dobson looks up, in comes his cross. Backheader from Greaves goes towards Palmer, which he catches in his 6-yard area.
I mean, Windass is loving himself out there in the space to get the ball. Honestly, I think
Johnson took a chance against Rathbone. He's lost the ball. Rathbone has it. Wrexham so much better. In comes across from Rathbone, defended away by Kipre. Rathbone with the ball, which is allowing Thomason to take off of him. Thomason with a throw into Rathbone. Gets it to Windass, the little tuck back. Breaks to Hurst. Now, what can Ipswich Town do on the counter-attack? He's going to go alone, Hurst. Doyle gets back, gets on the ball. It's kept in field by Thomason. And that came to nothing for Ipswich Town. Wrexham got back really well. Just say it's so noticeable, like you highlighted, Alex, the space these Wrexham players have on the ball. So, 3 added on minutes to play in this first half as Johnson brings the ball down for Kipre. Smith goes after him. Johnson goes in field. Neil wants the ball. Neil and Kayuste haven't been on the ball for ages now, completely overrun, out-muscled in midfield, totally winning the battle. Like some Windass, Dobson, O'Brien, Rathbone. They've got lots of players in there, Wrexham. It's very effective. Palmer knocks the ball up towards Egley, takes it on his chest, chests it off to Hurst. Hurst gives it back to Egley. From Town get an unlikely equaliser in the first half. Neil in midfield, closed down by Windass, shakes him off. Neil still has the ball, gives it to Akpom by the referee. Kipre forward to Johnson. Town at least have the ball inside the Wrexham half of the field. Work for Kieran McKenna to do at the break. 90 seconds away from the half-time whistle. Akpom has the ball, goes back to Kipre. Everyone behind the ball from Wrexham's perspective, and the ball's pretty much on halfway now. It is. Dan Neal gets the ball from Kipre down the right-hand side, lays it up towards McAteer. McAteer finds Johnson, tries to play the return to McAteer. Off for Thompson it goes.
It's all too slow.
It is, isn't it?
It's all too slow. I mean,
easy to defend against.
Honestly, it's like a training match. They're playing the pace of a training match. There's no tempo to the game at all from Town.
Neil to Johnson. Johnson's left-footed cross isn't a bad one at all. Headed away by Hyam, that's what he does. Nodded down by Neil, almost won by Egley. Back there is Dobson. And that's hit up to the halfway line looking for Smith. Kipre wins the header. And there is Akpom. Here is Greaves. Kipre, just shy of the halfway line. Gives it out to the right and McAteer. Town trying to end the first half with a flourish. McAteer to Johnson. They're 1-0 behind. Back the ball goes to Kayuste. Final 35 seconds of this added on 3 minutes. Everyone in a red shirt behind the ball. What can the Greys do? They played it down the line to Johnson. Johnson doesn't really have an option. Comes in field and gives it back to the right where Egley is now positioned. Egley crosses into the Wrexham area. Baggett's got himself in there. Hurst with a layoff towards Neil. Neil gets the ball out from under his feet, gives it to Greaves inside the area. Greaves goes in towards the penalty spot. Powerful header away by Hyam. Possibly the last bit of goalmouth action of the half, that might be. Palmer has the ball on the centre spot. Kipre, but that is it for the first half, as the two managers, Kieran McKenna and Phil Parkinson, jog across the field from the far side to the near to head down the tunnel. Parkinson clearly the happier of the two after 45 minutes of this FA Cup tie, because Wrexham lead it, Alex Matthew, by 1-0, and deservedly so.
Yeah, definitely. First 15 minutes, the first 10-12 minutes we looked comfortable. Put a couple of half chances in. Then after that we seem to just sit back and we let Wrexham come into the game. Windass is looking like Messi out there. He's getting on the ball, he's turning. Do you know what I mean? He's doing what he wants. Take the lace out of the ball, he can sit in it and do anything with it. He's got that much time in the ball. Really, we need to be getting up the tempo and play at our pace. It's all too slow and sluggish. We're not getting close to MD across the midfield. Kayuste and that trying to go on the ball for the first 10-15 minutes, looked good on the ball. Now we've not seen him, never been involved. Like we normally say about Kayuste, disappears out of the game. He needs to do a lot better than what we're doing just now, or we're out the FA Cup and then we're back here next week again. But really, that was, apart from the first 10 minutes, have been poor. We don't even look like scoring. We don't even look like creating a chance.
And as you said, Alex Palmer's possibly kept them in the tie. It was some save, wasn't it?
He's had 3 or 4 good saves coming into the game. That last save from Rathbone was just brilliant. It's kept us in the game. If we go another goal down at that stage, I couldn't see us getting back, Brenner. But we're still in the game. It's 1-0. Hopefully the manager can go in and kick some butts in there, hopefully, and get them out and get them started again.
What should he be saying, Kieran McKenna? What should he be doing, do you think?
I think he needs to be saying we need to be getting tighter all over the pitch. We're a yard, 2 yards off, I would say 2 yards off the pace. They're getting too much time on the ball. We need to get tighter. Either change the formation, change the players, whatever. But we need to get somebody up to support Hurst when the ball does get up. I don't think Hurst has a decent ball at his feet yet.
No.
Everything's a battle. We need something that's going to roll him down the corner, whatever. It really is pretty poor.
And just no goal threat, is there really? What's Okonkwo done?
Nothing. He's had a cross from Greaves that headed it, where it was up in the air and he just pulled it out of the sky. That's it. There's really nothing. We've not created anything apart from the 2 chances in the first 10 minutes. We need to do a lot better, Brenner, across the field.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's just me, but
no, you're right.
I think honestly we're 3 yards off the pace. We really are.
No, you're absolutely spot on. Really good assessment from Alex Matthew. Be with me for the second half. We'll have to wait and see if Ipswich Town can improve. If they don't, if we have a repeat of that performance, they're out of the FA Cup. Let's hope for so much better in the second 45, because Wrexham lead them here by 1-0.
Yeah, FA Cup 4th round weekend is underway. There's another game tonight at the MKM Stadium, and it's Chelsea who lead Hull by 1-0 at half-time. Pedro Neto on the score sheet. During our half-time break, we will look ahead to tomorrow's Calcutta Cup match at the Six Nations, Scotland versus England at Murrayfield from 4:40 tomorrow. We'll also look ahead to some National League badminton, which takes place at the Ipswich Corn Exchange this coming Tuesday, with the Saxons in action against University of Loughborough.
BBC Radio Suffolk, The Blue Hour with Brenner Woolley.
Yeah, we needed that. Been a long time coming, really, and that's what we thrive off. Big belief in the team, togetherness, stuff like that, and we showed that today, and I think that's what it's got to take every game.
What have you made of the 2 January signings?
I mean, that he could be anything. He's obviously got a bit of swagger about him. He's got a little bit of arrogance, not in a bad way, but good. He believes in his ability.
We just had a lovely message in. Congratulations to Chris and Francis Day on their new arrival and latest member of the Blue Army.
I really enjoyed that one, I have to say.
Make sure you listen to the Blue Hour every Monday evening at 6 or whenever you want on BBC Sounds.
BBC Radio Suffolk.
It's Graham Mack with Match Night. We are here till 10:30. We'll be back with Alex Matthew and Brenner Woolley at the Racecourse Ground in a few minutes' time, where Ipswich Town are trailing 1-0 away at Wrexham in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Chelsea 1-up at Hull in the other cup match tonight. Not long after 6 this evening, it was confirmed that Suffolk's Fabio Wardley will face Daniel Dubois in an all-British world heavyweight title fight in Manchester later this year. Wardley will make the first defence of the WBO belt. He was awarded in November. On Saturday, May the 9th at the Co-op Arena. The winner of the fight could face Tyson Fury later in the year. Igor Tudor has agreed a deal to become Tottenham interim head coach until the end of the season. It follows Thomas Frank's sacking early this week, with Tottenham just 5 points above the Premier League relegation places. Tudor's been out of work since being sacked by Juventus in October last year. The Northern Ireland manager Michael O'Neill has been appointed Blackburn Rovers boss until the end of the season, in a move that will see him juggle both roles while Northern Ireland remain in contention for a place at this summer's World Cup. It's been a huge shock at the T20 Cricket World Cup today, with Zimbabwe beating Australia by 23 runs, chasing 170 to win. Australia were dismissed for 146 in the final over. Also today, Canada beat the United Arab Emirates by 5 wickets, and the USA beat the Netherlands by 93 runs. Rugby next. England will be hoping to record a first win at Murrayfield since 2020 when they take on Scotland in the Six Nations tomorrow. England are on a 12-match winning streak and will start as favourites against the Scotland side that lost to Italy last weekend. The England forward Ben Earl says they're raring to go.
We've had a great week. Yeah, it's been a tough week. Training's been hard, but it's been good. Good review of the game, good area of improvement, good look at Scotland. So yeah, we're good to go.
What's the plan today?
Well, it's a bit of a later day for us, so most of us have been out already for coffees and stuff, so I think we'll probably bunker down this afternoon. A bit of cards, bit of uni work. That'd be me.
Uni work. What are you studying?
I'm doing a master's in sports directorship, which is interesting. So I've got a bit of governance to get through this afternoon, but other than that, no, very chilled.
And that takes your mind off the game nicely, does it?
It does. Because we get our own rooms sort of at the tail end of the week, and you can sit there in your own room and play the game 14 times. So it's nice just to have your mind on something else.
So you'll be a director of rugby 14 all?
I don't think so, no. Something else.
And in terms of training today, what's it about just getting used to the stadium? You've been here a few times, but a lot of lads wouldn't.
Well, it's just like an expectation. Like we've spoken a little bit around what the riding will look like. Getting out of the bus will be a bit different for what some boys are used to. The change room's a little bit different to Twickenham. Excuse me. But yeah, I thought the pitch was brilliant. Boys are pretty buzzing to be out there, so no, it should be a good day.
Yeah, what's unique about Murrayfield?
A number of different things. I think the anthem's pretty cool. It's one of my favourite anthems. The drive-in obviously is a bit different, coming out with the staircase, looking up, and all the fans. And you're so close to the city, aren't you? You can't really get away from it. We're pretty lucky when we play back at home. We sort of stay a little bit out of the mix, so it's nice there. But I think the boys have really enjoyed it. Like, almost feels like we've got this sort of youthful exuberance that it doesn't really matter where we are. Boys are just going to be themselves, which is quite nice. So us older boys could sort of jump on the back of that.
Your memories of this play? I mean, you were in the squad, weren't you, 6 years ago? Last time England won here in like conditions. You probably haven't played in many like them since then. Yeah,
still very much like fond memories, and I can still remember most of that day. I mean, it feels weird that it's 6 years ago, but then obviously the highs of that, and then the lows obviously 2 years ago. So mixed emotions, but one that we feel like is a big step for us this weekend. So hopefully we'll go and do the job.
Does it feel time to win up here?
Well, it feels time to win. It feels time to win and win well. We're a team that feels like we're getting better each week. Nowhere near our best, but it feels like a good time to make a statement for sure.
And for you personally, how well do you think you're playing an English shirt, really kind of making that number 8 shirt your own, given so much of rugby before has been at 7, but for England it's really been number 8 for a lot of the time, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, it has been. But it really doesn't make a difference, like the people we're playing with, the interchangeability of us. I've really enjoyed playing for this team. I always have. But yeah, probably enjoyed it the most I ever have at the moment. So long may it continue.
And just to finish, you would have toured with a lot of the Scottish guys on the Lions. What did you learn from them, particularly someone like Finn Russell, who if he has a good day at the office, can be really hard to stop?
Well, just as you said, like amazing players, like in their own right, and also the chemistry between them, the Russell to Tuipulotu, Hugh Jones, like sort of pivot is one that's particularly dangerous. And some of the forwards that we got to know, great guys, great players, great operators in their own right. So hopefully they learned as much on that tour as I did, because it's a life-changing tour for all of us.
England forward Ben Earl with Chris Jones ahead of the Calcutta Cup match at Murrayfield tomorrow in the Rugby Six Nations. A 4:40 start for Scotland versus England, Ireland versus Italy from 2:10. Back at the racecourse ground for second half commentary of Ipswich Town's 4th round FA Cup tie at Wrexham shortly. Wrexham leading 1-0. Next Tuesday, the Ipswich Corn Exchange will host another National Badminton League fixture as Saxons Badminton aim to continue their winning form on their home court ahead of the fixture with University of Loughborough. Let's hear from Saxon star Leona Lee and coach Anthony Clark, who was pleased with our opening win against Nottingham in the run-up to Christmas.
Yeah, it was a hectic day, because obviously it's our first one, having not played for so many years. So sorting out the venue was a challenge for the team, that's for sure. So I think they spent all day there putting the court down, getting the lights right, and but then the match in the evening then really was a great highlight. I mean, the team played great. Nottingham, struggled against us. We were a stronger team on the night, and we came ahead and got all the points that we could have done. To be honest, everybody played brilliantly. So, a fantastic start for us. And it's just such an iconic place to play that I think, we took advantage of that, having the home crowd and the support. We even had our Saxon running around, cheering on the crowd. And it was just a great opening night for us. So, to have our first night and a really good win was absolutely brilliant.
And Leona, from your perspective as a player, what was it like featuring at the Corn Exchange for the first time?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, I've never played in like a hall like that before, in like a theatre. So it was like a definitely new experience. I really enjoyed it, especially with all the crowd. Like there was actually a lot of spectators, more than I was expecting. And it was just like really loud, and it was great to have like the support behind us, and obviously winning a lot of the points and getting the win in the end was really good.
And you must be so pleased with your performance. In fact, if we also fast forward to the next game away at Team Skyfall, I think you've had 4 matches now in both singles and doubles, and you've won the lot, haven't you?
Yeah, I've won them all, which is good. And I'm glad to do it with such a great team as well.
You say you've been playing quite well. I think that's an understatement. You're the new national champion, so congratulations for that. And how proud are you of that? And yeah, tell us more about that.
Yeah, I'm really proud, especially I've been in the finals last year and the year before that. So obviously winning it this year, I'm really happy. And going into it, I was quite confident. So yeah, I basically just gave it my best and showed a good performance.
What does that do to you in terms of confidence? How much of a boost does that give you?
Yeah, very big boost. I think it has been like a bit up and down recently, but then obviously preparing to the nationals, I was playing really well, and then obviously winning it, I think that's increased my confidence a lot. But then now I am injured, so not feeling great. But yeah, hopefully when I'm fully recovered, I'll be back to 100%.
Well, congratulations with that once again, and good luck in your recovery from injury. Ahead of Tuesday, then, Anthony, I think just a few hours before the match gets underway, you're actually going to be out and about, aren't you? You and a couple of players in the community at Suffolk 1?
Yeah, we are. We always said that, the NBL and our team was more than just playing the matches. It was trying to, promote badminton within the region and to get people playing the game, hopefully trying to inspire people to take up a racket and get into playing. And, on Tuesday is our second community event at Suffolk 1, like you said. We've got a younger age group that are there from 1 till 3. And then myself and some of the players will be there around about 3 o'clock, maybe hopefully before, to then give some of the older players a session and play with them, and I'll be running the session, and hopefully they'll have a great time doing that.
Saxon's badminton coach Anthony Clark and national champion Leona Lee. Congratulations to her. Speaking with me ahead of the Saxons fixture with Loughborough at the Ipswich Corn Exchange this coming Tuesday. Tickets available at ipswichtheatres.co.uk or via the Saxons badminton website. The match starts at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Doors open from 6. We're back at the racecourse next.
Every story,
every journey,
and every experience,
they shape you and make you extraordinary.
Whether you grew up in a big city,
a small village, or a coastal town,
studied at university,
or learned through life itself.
At the BBC, we celebrate what makes you, you.
Your unique view of the world helps us build smarter tech for iPlayer.
Compile personal playlists on BBC Sounds.
And tell stories that truly connect.
Right across the UK.
Here, you can build skills
that shape the future.
See where your journey can take you.
bbc.co.uk/careers.
George Hurst and Cinderella Eggerly getting a few pelters tonight. Dell's texted in. Dan likewise says poor performance, but we should have been 2-0 up before we conceded. Still gobsmacked we didn't sign a striker. It's going to cost us promotion. Andy and Edwardson says very poor sideways back passing, no forward passes. And when we do put in a forward pass, there's no effort to do anything with it and nothing down the wings. I feel for the travelling supporters. There has to be more effort in the second half, says Andy. On to that second half now. Let's rejoin Alex Matthew and Brenna at the racecourse ground with Town trailing in the FA Cup 1-0.
And Dara O'Shea on for Cedric Kipper at half-time. Obviously something Kieran McKenna's thought about in advance to give them both 45 minutes, although of course Dara could end up having 75. Anyway, Palmer is in the goal off to our right. Back for Johnson, now O'Shea, Greaves and Baggett. Kayuste and Neal in midfield, followed by McAteer, Eggerly and Akpom in behind Hurst. On the bench, Button, Matusiwa, Taylor Furlong, Athon, Mameti, Clark and Boniface. Okonkwo's in the goal off to our left for Wrexham. His back three is Cleworth, Hyam the captain and Doyle, then Longman wide right, Thomason wide left, in the middle Dobson, Rathbone and O'Brien, who've pretty much controlled the show. Windass, the goal scorer, is playing off Smith. On the bench, Burton, Kilo Dunn, Kadamatri, Kabore, Sheaf Moore, Scar, Bennett and Broadhead. I wonder which of the former Town players on the Wrexham bench we'll see at some stage in the second half. Kiefer Moore by far the more likely, if things stay as they are, because Broadhead just back from a groin injury. You won't want to be risked if things are going well for Wrexham. As I said earlier on, they've got Bristol City in the middle of next week. Well won in midfield by McAteer, running forward for Ipswich Town. Gives it to Akpom. Akpom with a little back heel to Eggerly. Outside the box now is Neil, overlapping wide left as Baggett. Neil still has the ball. Everyone's back now in red though for Wrexham. Town in grey tonight. On the left wing it's Elkin Baggett. The momentum's rather gone from that move. Town had an opportunity to really threaten. They've still got the ball with Kiyuste in the centre of the Wrexham half in the first minute of the second half. Eggerly trying to pass the ball forward, intercepted by O'Brien. Out to this right-hand side, and Windass making a run forward to Smith. Windass tries to put it in behind. Across comes O'Shea and taps the ball to his left for Greaves. Those two back as a pair. Now O'Shea inside his penalty area. He gives it to Greaves. Greaves back to Palmer. Back it goes to Greaves again in the left back slot. Up towards Hurst. Hurst with a good little layoff. Back into midfield and Akpom. Neil to Kiyuste, and then immediately points does Neil straight at Greaves, and that's the way that Kiyuste played the ball. Now Palmer. Beaten in that first half by Windass, but he denied Rathbone with a phenomenal save. Would have been a brilliant goal. Eggerly rolls the ball back to Palmer. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds. Your thoughts welcome afterwards. 0800 141 2121 if you want to chat to Alex and Graham. Text 81333. Start those messages SFK. WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Again, start those SFK. And I'd love to chat to you on Monday's Blue Hour programme if you want to be involved in that between 6 and 7 on Monday. It's brenner@bbc.co.uk. The email brenner@bbc.co.uk. Kiyuste running over halfway. Good strong running straight through midfield. And then his attempted pass was cut out. Dobson passes it away only to Greaves. Hopefully a little bit more zip and energy and urgency from the away side. Very flat for most of that first half, or a big portion of the first half. Dobson via Hyam gets the ball back to Okonkwo. Okonkwo into the cold night sky here in Wales. In goes Dobson. The ball evades him. Neil did well. Akpom to Eggerly. Wide on the right hand side, McAteer has it outside the Wrexham box, trying to take on his man. In comes his cross towards the far stick. It's swung away from the goal. Baggett has a chance to keep the move alive. Baggett goes back to Neil. Greaves has made a run forward. Neil has the ball for Ipswich. Infield to Kiyuste, then to Baggett. Sorry, it's Greaves who's robbed by Dobson. Cleared out of play from Wrexham's back line.
Yeah, got a little bit more urgency with the ball. Just to go forward a little bit, find the striker, hit the striker, see if we can play off him. Got to throw in the last third now, so let's see if we can get out of it.
Throw to Elkin Baggett. A rare start for him. Lovely flick from Eggerly to Hurst. Hurst didn't read it quickly enough. That was excellent from the Norwegian. Hurst should have done better. Wrexham felt the ball out.
It's a great little flick from Eggerly, it really is. And Hurst, his first touches let him down. It was a great opportunity, you know. It really was. Oh dear.
Kiyuste with a throw for Ipswich Town. Trying to draw level in this FA Cup fourth round tie at the Racecourse Ground. One of two ties being played tonight. Chelsea leading Hull and Wrexham ahead against Ipswich. Kiyuste steps forward, in comes he through to the near post, headed on well, touch towards goal, saved by the goalkeeper, still in there, it's pinging around. How on earth did that not go in? Wrexham have somehow not quite got the ball away, still inside their area, and then cleared left-footed towards the halfway line. Town remarkably close to an equaliser.
How did we not score?
I know.
It's unbelievable.
To go in.
Oh dear.
Town very unlucky. Ball forward. Town have a man down. It's McAteer now back up on his feet. O'Brien gives it to Rathbone. And then McAteer catches Rathbone. Free kick far side to Wrexham. Tight to their left touch line.
Oh, that was like pinball machine in there, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh, I was just waiting for the net to bulge. It's a lovely little flick on it, the near post. And
sadly no replay screens here at the Racecourse Ground, but it's astonishing that Ipswich Town somehow didn't force the ball over the line.
That would have been a perfect start.
Ball forward from Doyle, headed away by O'Shea. There is Kayuste. On the edge of the Ipswich area is Greaves. He gives it back to Palmer in the 51st minute. As I said earlier on, this game would go to extra time and penalties if needs be. There is extra time in the FA Cup. Kayuste skips away from the lunging challenge of Thomason, gets to the centre circle, runs infield, loses the ball, back comes Dobson. Wrexham have been on top for the most part in midfield. Rathbone trying to get Smith away. Johnson takes the ball on his thigh, comes infield. He's now run from right back to inside left kind of area. Here is Neil, full debut for Ipswich Town, allows the ball to go to Kayuste. There is Eggerly.
We need a forward run. We need somebody that's going to run a channel. There's just nothing down the wings.
Eggerly bundled over by Doyle. Free kick given by the referee. Eggerly takes it quickly, finds Neil, then Akpom just inside the Wrexham half of the field. Back it goes to Neil down this left-hand side. He gives it to Baggett. Baggett goes infield to Kayuste. Akpom back to Kayuste. A couple of the lone players linking up. It's Town with 3 lone players in the side tonight. Johnson to the far side, and one of them Neil. Eggerly then gives the ball to McAteer. McAteer runs into traffic. McAteer wins the ball back well. Now inside the Wrexham area, down the right-hand channel, goes to the byline. Still McAteer. The final touch came off a Wrexham player. Town win the first corner kick of the second half.
Well done, McAteer, but I think he's got to release it earlier, Renner. I think Kayuste was in there, or Akpom. I think it was Akpom. Just release it to his feet. He's got won his team a corner, but good play from McAteer. Perseverance there, winning it back.
A chance for Ipswich to draw level. 53 minutes played at the racecourse ground. Corner kick off to our left-hand side. It's Eggerly on it. Your left-footed in-swinger. Can he play us forward in grey for Kieran McKenna's team? Many of them beyond the far post. Baggett lending his height to the attack. Hurst's there, Greaves there. Akpom's in the mix, so too McAteer inside the 6-yard area. Referee just doing a little bit of housekeeping. Finally, the referee's happy. This corner kick can be taken. Sindra Waller-Eggerly, left-footed into the Wrexham area. It comes towards the far post, and it curls out the far end without anyone getting a touch.
There's just too much height on the cross. There really is. I mean, they're not going to be able to do anything with it. They've tried to whip it in. I mean, I'd like to see the pushing and shoving that's going on in there. It really is ridiculous nowadays. I think the referees and all, even the Premier League as well, they need to be looking at this because it's honestly, it's ridiculous. They're just getting bear hugged.
Have you seen anything better from Ipswich Town this 8.5 minutes, Alex, compared to the first half?
We've had a chance. Maybe could have been one each, but yeah, we're not really. We started better than what we finished, put it that way.
Neil to Eggerly. Good first-time ball forward from the Norwegian. Hurst heads it into the area towards Neil. Neil heads it on as he goes down. He glances towards the referee, surely not expecting a penalty kick. And quite rightly, the referee never gave it a single thought. Goal kick off the floor to Okonkwo. Still, for the most part, untroubled in this game. The attendance tonight, 10,496, of which 1,269 are supporting Ipswich Town. Ipswich coming forward with Akpom, edge of the Wrexham area, has a go left-footed, almost turned into a pass for Hurst. He's certainly travelling well wide of the far stick. Dobson lifts the ball over the top of Neil. Neil fights back and wins it well. Eggerly has a dig from distance, blocked off by O'Brien, out as far as Johnson. Still 1-0 to Wrexham. Johnson wants to take on Rathbone, who's got away from him. In comes his cross towards Okonkwo, touched away and nodded down. A chance surely for Akpom, blocked off his effort. Wrexham had numerous red shirts back in and around their 6-yard area, and they needed them. Another half a chance for Town. Good work from Kayuste, far side. Then he's given the ball to Johnson. Kayuste gets it back. O'Brien goes with him. Kayuste next to the far left-hand corner. Johnson's first-time cross is a really good one. There's a player right in there. It might well have been Elkin Baggett on the edge of the 6-yard area. Couldn't get a touch. Had he have done, it could easily have been 1-1.
It's a great ball in, you know, it really
Was.
is. 2 or 3 opportunities there from Town. We need to be taking one of these chances to get us back in the game, we really do. It's noticeable that Neil's playing a little bit further forward now, he's not as far back. Kiyusti's sitting and he's the one that's going forward, which is a little bit better. Before they were just sitting as a back 6.
It's a good run from Baggett to get himself in there, got himself into a good position for that ball that came in.
He got a contact on it, he just put it by the post.
Sadly couldn't capitalise. Yeah. Here is a throw in underneath us. Cleworth to take it, drying the ball in his red shirt. What have we played? 56 minutes or thereabouts on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds. Baggett wins the header. In goes Dobson. Neil's on the ball, getting away from Windass, the only goal scorer so far. Wrexham still ahead. Akpom towards Johnson. Maybe signs of recovery from Ipswich Town though. Johnson's carried the ball so far, then stopped, pushes it towards Egley. Egley spins away from Rathbone and goes back via Kiyuste to Johnson. Down the far touchline, McAteer. Ball into the box from Johnson. Hurst shoves Hyam in the back. Free kick at the back to Wrexham.
A little bit more urgency since they've came out for the second half. They've been a little bit sharper. They're a little bit closer to man for man. They're getting tighter over the pitch. He's obviously said a few words at half time because it is looking a little bit better. We are getting tighter. They're not getting much time in the ball, Wrexham. But the first half, they were getting too much time.
Here is a Conk quote from outside his penalty area, off to our left-hand side. Still holding on to that clean sheet. Egley chests it back to Kiyuste. Kiyuste launches it high into the centre of the field, met by the forehead of Cleworth. Trying to get a hold of it is Longman, but between Baggett and Akpom, and then a bit of shirt tugging from Longman, which is appealed for by Baggett, and those appeals are listened to by the referee. Free kick on halfway to Ipswich Town. So Town have got Wrexham here a week tomorrow, then they're at Watford on the Tuesday night, and then Town go back to Portman Road for 3 games in a row. Swansea, Hull, and then Leicester. Although that'll be a free weekend if Leicester have a game in the FA Cup and Town don't, albeit that could well be when the trip to Portsmouth is rearranged for. If Town are out of the FA Cup and Leicester are still in it, I'd imagine there's every chance Town might go to Fratton Park FA Cup 5th round weekend. We're not giving up on Town in this game, there's still more than half an hour to play. Dobson gets on the ball before Neil, gives it to Rathbone. Haven't seen too much of him so far in the second half. Belted long by Thomason. Smith goes after it, cleared away by O'Shea. O'Brien up towards Thomason. Thomason runs in field. Longman wants the ball on this near side, the right. Instead it's to Cleworth first. Now Longman has it up against Baggett, who's shown him down the line. Longman's on his bike trying to get away from Baggett. In comes his cross, it's deflected, headed away well by Greaves on the near post, brought down by Akpom. Akpom then upends Windass. The flag hasn't gone up, eventually it does, and it's gone Ipswich Town's way, to the fury of numerous Wrexham fans.
Yeah, I thought it was a foul, but he's gave it. Are we able to take it? We need all the breaks we can get.
I thought it should have been a Wrexham free kick.
Yeah,
in a good position. Some that's been given the way of Ipswich Town. The assistant, real hesitancy in terms of putting his flag up. He was waiting for the referee to make a decision. Poor clearance from Town, headed forward by Rathbone, nodded away by O'Shea up towards the halfway line. Short ball forward as Kiyuste goes into the back of O'Brien, and the referee's getting some sarcastic cheers.
Yeah, but at least he's got tight, Brenner. The first half he wasn't getting that tight. There he got tight. Yeah, he's gave a foul away, but at least he's attempted to get tight and let him know they're in the game. The first half they were 2 yards off. Better from Kiyuste. I know he's gave the foul away, but
approaching the final half an hour, Wrexham inside the Ipswich area. Ball goes into the middle, up it goes from Palmer, then headed towards goal by Longman. Not very far, it's booted away by O'Shea from between penalty spot and 6-yard area. Hurst can't keep the ball in. It's out for a throw to Wrexham. Dobson into the centre circle and Doyle. Wrexham now growing into the second half, as they did in the first. Town had the better of the early skirmishes. Then Wrexham got into it. There's only really one team in it after that. Let's hope that that's a case of deja vu. Infield from Longman, sold his man a little bit short. Town have done their best to give it back to Cleworth. They've managed to give it to Cleworth, really poor from Town. Cleworth, edge of the area, gives it to Rathbone. His shot's blocked away by O'Shea. Good work from the now captain again, O'Shea. O'Brien picks it up in midfield, round the corner to Dobson. Dobson up to Windass. Windass to Longman, infield to Cleworth. Better from Wrexham for the first time in the second half. Windass's attempted cross comes off Baggett.
Yeah, crowd getting behind the team now.
Yeah.
But again, it's a little bit better from Wrexham. But we're still in this game. I just feel as if it's going to be a game for the subs to change the game. Somebody like Mehmeti, somebody like Clark that's going to come on and go and do something out of the ordinary.
Both are certainly capable. Let's hope so. Longman up against Neil. Neil gets the ball away, not very far. In goes Dobson. Dobson to Doyle. Out on the far side is Thomason of Wrexham. Little ball into the box, a good one to Rathbone. Rathbone's shot was never going to trouble Palmer. Didn't even find a side netting in the end. Goal kick Town.
Yeah, but that's what we never see our strikers doing, getting balls like that. Yeah. Balls defeating the box, down the sides, that they can run onto and create a chance. It never happens. It's all too methodical. Got to go wide, got to go in the box, got to come work from the back. It's frustrating to watch at times.
Here is Palmer off to our right hand side, draws in Windass, then plays it out to the far side looking for McAteer beyond him. Do you think Town failing to sign a striker in January is going to hold them back, or it's going to blight their chances of going up this season, Alex? How big a setback?
I just think, who's out there? That's a problem. Do you know what I mean? There's not point buying somebody that's the same as what we've got. You've got to have somebody in your mind that you want, that you think is going to fit in the team, because they've got to hit the ball running. If they sign them, they've got to be there, ready. I'm not being funny. I don't think it's the striker's fault as such. They are getting a few chances, I get that, but they don't get a lot of service in this team.
No, they don't. Windass has kicked the ball away after being flagged for offside. I don't think he's going to get a yellow card for that.
I mean, I'd be frustrated if I was Hurst up front, because the service he gets is pretty poor. It really is.
Kiyuste back to Greaves. Norwich certainly seem to have found themselves a striker in the January transfer window. Mohamed Touré with 4 goals already. He's got off to a flyer for them, and a team that's sadly and worryingly, in terms of our visit to Carrow Road, doing ever so well at the moment. Norwich, as Okonkwo has the ball inside his penalty area. Underarm, he gives it out to the far side. And Doyle. Still Wrexham lead 1-0. Windass with a goal after 34 minutes of this FA Cup 4th round tie, live on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds. Good ball through midfield from Dobson again, finding O'Brien, having a good game. Dobson, now Rathbone, another one of those impressive midfielders. In comes his crossfield ball. It's come off of Greaves. It could easily have ended up in his own net. It's gone out behind for a corner kick, but again, good work from Wrexham.
Yeah, great ball in again. I mean, he's just waiting on the back post. I mean, it can't be long till he makes changes, Brennan. He needs to make some changes now, I think. Either that, this game's going to be dead and buried.
He would do if it was a league game, for sure. If he's seeing this kind of performance and this scoreline next Saturday, Kieran will be making changes now. Not much activity at the moment, though. Wrexham throw the ball in. He gets it back, Windass. Now it's with O'Brien, left-footed cross into the Ipswich area. Powerful header away by Hurst. And it's hit left-footed by Thomason. Good block from Akpom. Turned forward by Thomason. Flick on headers work well. Doyle into the Ipswich area it goes. Poor pass square. Cut out by Baggett. He was alert. He came in field. Baggett. Thomason shields it away from Eggerly. There is Thomason again. 65th minute of this FA Cup tie. Town heading out as things stand. Dobson over the top looking for Smith. Hasn't had a sight of goal in this game, Smith, nor does he on that occasion, so it's all the way through to Palmer. Kieran McKenna's thoughts on air before we're off air on match night at 10:30 tonight. Hopefully hear from an Ipswich Town player as well. Palmer towards Akpom. Akpom holds off the challenge of Cleworth. Ipswich they'll go back to square one, and Dara O'Shea. Here is Neil. His grey socks pulled up over his knees. Greaves gives the ball to Kayuste. Wrexham are about to make a change by the looks of things. Left-footed over the top from Egley. Great run from McAteer, well spotted by the Norwegian. McAteer's inside the area. Conge's cross into the middle. It's smuggled out by Thomason's challenge. It's a corner to Ipswich.
It's a great ball for Egley. He's done a couple of good things today on the couple of passes. That's a great pass and behind for McAteer. Another opportunity here for us.
It's not Broadhead or Moore coming on at this stage for Wrexham. Difficult to see who it is from this distance. Pretty certain it's neither of those two though. Corner kick to Ipswich. Egley over in the far left corner of the racecourse ground next to the flapping red flag. Has his right hand in the air, pulls the ball back to Johnson. There's a man down in the middle, it's Hyam. Referee wants a little word with Dara O'Shea and also Dominic Hyam.
It's farcical. It really is. If it was anywhere else in the pitch, it'd be a free kick. It really is. It's ridiculous.
Egley on Ipswich Town's second corner kick of this second half, looking for an equaliser to keep them in the FA Cup. Left-footed, and it comes from the Norwegian, headed off the line by Hyam. It was a really dangerous one. It was swinging in actually from Egley, cleared forward by Windass, won by Rathbone, and the ball goes all the way to Palmer, who side foots it down the far touchline, headed out by Thomason.
It's a great ball in, you know. Somebody's got to get in the end of that. We really have. It's a great corner. It really is.
I've seen some quality from Egley on occasions. Here comes the change from Wrexham, their first of the night. I think it's O'Brien going off. No, it's not. It's Rathbone. O'Brien's just gone across maybe to have a little bit of treatment. He's certainly gone to the bench far side. It's Rathbone who is going off to be replaced by Ben Sheath, former Coventry player who was linked heavily with Ipswich Town a couple of transfer windows ago. So it's like for like in terms of one midfielder on, one midfielder off. I've got strength in midfield. I mean, that's a good player to bring on Sheath. Currently without Matty James because of a toe problem. He started against Millwall. Very experienced player, James.
I think you've seen Taylor, Mehmeti and Dingley come on for us as well. Taylor, Clark and
Clark's
Mehmeti.
getting ready anyway.
Yeah, Taylor as well, I think.
He's been Ipswich Town savoury a few times this season. Clark must only be with penalties, but we know what quality he's got as well from open play. Ball given away by Ipswich. Dobson has it inside his own half. He gives it to Cleworth. Cleworth's ball is behind Longman, who'd started to make a run, and the ball was miles behind him. Had to play Baggett with a throw-in. Back to Greaves. I wouldn't imagine it'll just be Clark who comes on for Town. They certainly need something. 68 minutes played, so there is still time. Kayuste in the centre circle. To Greaves. Neil on his debut, wide left for Ipswich Town, chasing an equaliser in this FA Cup tie. Nice little drag back from Baggett, trying to get the better of Longman, who's bit back at him. Baggett gives the ball to Neil. Neil towards Greaves. Now O'Shea in the centre of the park. He rolls the ball to the far side, and McAteer, faced by Thomason and other red shirts. In it goes to Kayuste. Lovely turn from Kayuste. Gives the ball up to the edge of the box. Hurst having his shirt tugged. Hurst then loses the ball to Dobson. He brings it away. A little header back to halfway, but only for Neil. Neil on his chest. To Johnson. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds in the 25th minute of this second half. Town haven't really looked like getting an equaliser for a little while. Not from open play anyway.
No, it's been corners, Brenner, isn't it? That's the only time we look like a threat. We don't look like scoring from open play. We really don't. We don't do a killer pass. It's the first one that's done. First one they've done.
Greaves to an offside Hurst.
But that's the ball we need to be looking at, Brenner. In between the centre half and the full back for the centre forward to run onto. We don't do enough of it. We really don't. It's all side to side.
Big game in the Championship on Monday night, Coventry against Middlesbrough. Incidentally, that one, both sides already out of the FA Cup. Middlesbrough with a chance to go 5 points clear at the top.
Yeah, 3 changes, Brenner.
Yeah. Let's have a look. It looks like Taylor. Could well be Mehmeti. And I mentioned Clark a few moments ago. It all makes sense. Will certainly bring something to the party. Hurst with a header on. Akpom can't get onto it. Headed away by Kiyuste, not very far. Windass, the goal scorer, brings it down for Longman on the right-hand side. Back it goes to Windass, the number 10. Wrexham looking to score a second goal, which might make this tie beyond town. Dobson lifts the ball into the area, looking for Cleworth, easily read by Greaves. Greaves gets it away to Neil. Neil charged down by Sheaf. Sheaf couldn't get a hold of the ball. Neil up towards Hurst. On the left-hand side is Akpom. Hurst making a run down the left-hand side. Hurst's now on the ball. Captained Ipswich in the first half. Hurst getting into the Wrexham area. Is there room for a shot? Back come the red shirts en masse. Baggett in field to Neil. 30 yards from goal. He goes square. He finds Johnson outside the Wrexham area. Wrexham have pretty much everyone back behind the ball. Egley's cross into the middle. Headed away by Cleworth. Up goes Greaves. Neil brings down Windass. Free kick to Wrexham on the edge of their penalty area.
Yeah, it's all too easy. Everything's in front of them. There's nothing in behind. It's all in front of the Wrexham players. It makes it easy. There's not a lot of ball down the side. I mean, honestly, it's too easy for Wrexham. Far too easy.
Just remind you can hear all the latest Ipswich Town news, insights and analysis from across the BBC. Just search Ipswich Town on BBC Sounds, hit subscribe and you'll be notified when new episodes are available. Here come the changes for Ipswich Town. Baggett's going off. Taylor is coming on as well. Let's see what's going to be happening here. There's a bit of confusion down there. Mehmeti is coming on for Akpom.
Looks like Taylor's going to...
And Clark is coming on as well. So Clark, they're just trying to work out exactly what they're doing at Ipswich Town.
I think Taylor's went to left back.
Not sure whether it's Clark or Taylor have gone to left back, or whether Town can't have gone to a back three anyway. McAteer is still out there. The triple change for Ipswich Town. Clark, Taylor and Mehmeti have come on for Neil. Yeah, Neil was the other player who's gone off. Neil, Akpom and Baggett, of course.
Yeah, he's not really done much tonight, Neil, for his first full debut. It's that.
Mehmeti, good little ball forward to Egley. Egley runs into trouble. Dobson gives it to Sheaf. Sheaf plays it forward for Smith. Too much on that. Palmer comes out of his area and lays the ball off to O'Shea. 74 minutes gone. So approaching the final quarter of an hour. Thrown on the far side. It's going to be a change, double change, I think, from the Wrexham bench. Kabore is one of the players coming on, I think, by the looks of things, on loan from Manchester City. Yeah, Issa Kabore comes on for Ryan Longman, like for like down the right-hand side. And the other change is Smith is going off. And he'll be replaced by Kiefer Moore. That's not a bad change. We know what's in the script now, I think.
Yeah.
Smith's not had a sight of goal all night. I'd imagine Moore will at some stage. Thrown on the far side. Oh, if anything, that's strengthened Wrexham. But of course, Ipswich Town have strengthened in the last few months as well, with all due respect to those players who've gone off. Crossfield ball from O'Shea, looking towards Clark. Clark brings it down up against Kabore. Should be a good battle between those two. Kabore has won the first little duel and got the ball to Dobson on the halfway line. Dobson's had a good game for Wrexham. He's hardly given the ball away. Here now is Sheaf. Bit of a heavy touch, intercepted by McAteer, and it goes on the far side for a throw to Wrexham.
I'm still trying to work out what Town are playing. Is it 3-5-2? 3-4-3?
with Johnson, O'Shea and Greaves as a back three.
Yeah, and I think
McAteer one side, Clark the other.
Yeah, 3-4-3 with Mehmeti and Egley off first.
Thrown on the far side for Wrexham, intercepted well by Egley, puts it in behind for Hurst, wide on the right hand side, needs support in the middle, early ball from Hurst, there was no one going to make up the ground quickly enough, swung out behind anyway. Goal kick to Wrexham.
Needs to be better.
How many times have we watched Ipswich Town be really disappointing and poor in cup competitions?
It's frustrating to watch
all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whoever it is. I said after Maidstone I'd never predict them to win another cup game. I know they will, and they have done since then, of course, but I'll never go into cup games with any confidence whatsoever. Hopefully they're going to get themselves back into this one. Windass down the right hand side to Kabore. Wrexham trying to make it 2-0. Kabore turning away from Clark, good play from the substitute. His attempt to cross the charge down by Taylor, goes high in the air, nodded away before O'Brien could do anything with it. Dobson gets it back, Dobson once more, he finds the number 4 Cleworth, out to the right hand side Windass, down the line Kabore, who's looked very lively since he came on, he's got involved straight away. Windass to Dobson, outside the Ipswich area, back to Cleworth, Cleworth's attempt to cross comes off Clark, Clark heads it away looking for Mehmeti. Onto it though straight away as Kabore, who's likely to start next Saturday, I would have thought. Sheaf.
The fans seem to like him.
Ball to the right hand side, Kabore again, seen lots of it since he just came on. Early cross towards the near post, touched out behind by Greaves. He appeals that it came off of the man he was marking, Kiefer Moore, but the referee disagrees. It's a corner to Wrexham.
Yeah, I thought that was Kiefer Moore that had the shot a goal, but unfortunate there, Greaves.
Final 13 minutes of this cup tie as things stand. Ipswich Town heading out of the competition at the moment. Wrexham with a corner kick. It's pulled back towards Windass, who got the first goal. His effort towards goal was deflected and away a second time. Had as far as Thomason. Thomason rolls it to the left-hand side. Infield to Windass. Windass goes square to O'Brien. He's got 4 goals this season, O'Brien. This time he's given it to number 18, Sheaf. He goes back to Dobson. Dobson back to the right-hand side and O'Brien. O'Brien shaped across. Eventually does get it in. Thick header towards goal. Comfortable save. It was Windass who got his forehead on the ball. Palmer was right behind it.
Yeah, again, good play from Wrexham. Putting the ball into the box. Windass a threat again. Every time he gets on the ball. He's had a good game tonight, Windass.
Here are Wrexham with Cleworth, Kabore. Wrexham in red leading this FA Cup tie live on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds by 1-0. Dobson getting it forward straight under the chest of O'Shea. O'Shea finds Taylor. What can he bring to the party? A pass forward to Mehmeti towards Hurst. Hurst inside the Wrexham area, left of centre, goes square a long way before it's eventually cleared out by Thomason. Yeah, got him behind there.
Yeah, and Hurst is asking questions. Mehmeti, first time, put it down the channel for Hurst to put. And to be fair to George Hurst, he's put a great ball into the box. Just nobody else trying to get in there beside him.
Here is Taylor, infield to Cayusta. Cayusta is robbed of the ball. You forget Cayusta is on the field an awful lot of the time. There is O'Shea. Mehmeti's already scored in this competition this season for Bristol City in a big win over Watford. Mentioned earlier on that rule change this season that does allow him to play for Ipswich Town in this competition. Just can't play for the 2 different clubs in the same round. Of course, that was the 3rd round that he played for his former club. Here is O'Shea going back to Palmer. Still got 1 change up his sleeve, Kieran McKenna. No sign of Athon just yet. I guess he's the most likely player. There is Moore, 12 goals for him in Wrexham colours, his first season at this level. Kiefer Moore went all the way to the playoff final with Sheffield United last season. Got some important goals for Ipswich Town a couple of years ago as he was part of that promotion push. Kabore down the right hand side, puts it beyond Clark, tries to get round him. Clark was alert to that, got back and defended it well. We're assuming he's kind of a left wing back at the moment, Clark. Far side is Johnson. We're into the final 10 minutes. On halfway, it's Sheaf of Wrexham. Well, let's hope I'm tempting fate as I say this, but we kind of predicted that Town wouldn't score in this game when we saw the two teams, and they haven't managed it just yet. Desperately hoping they prove us wrong there in this final, probably 10-15 minutes. Ball out to the far side, intercepted well by Johnson, and it goes for a throw-in. I think there is movement on the Ipswich Town bench. I think it is Ivan Athon, who started against Blackpool in the last round. Yeah, see the strapping on his left wrist. So it's going to be another goalless game for George Hurst by the looks of things. And that's Kieran chucks both of them up top together. That should be a real departure. Thomason comes in field, gets it back to Hyam. His ball's intercepted by Clark. Clark gives it to fellow sub Taylor. Taylor bursting over midfield towards Mehmeti. The subs all linking up. What can Mehmeti do? Skips away from one challenge, tries to find Egley. The gap wasn't there in the end. O'Brien pushes it forward. Moore on a chase. There's a slip by O'Shea. That was very unfortunate for the captain, but kept his balance, stayed on his feet and got the ball back to Palmer.
Yeah, he recovered well there, didn't he?
He did very well. It's a real heart and mouth moment for him and all of the 1,200 Ipswich Town fans. That really is a superb away following. Ball back towards Johnson. Guess maybe some of them are making a week of it in North Wales and be here for the following game next Saturday without heading home. Lovely part of the world.
Just a shame they never not seen enough of them.
Taylor finds Mehmeti up towards the edge of the Wrexham area to the right hand side. McAteer now inside the box. He tries the pull back, deflected, drops to a Wrexham player, cleared by Doyle. O'Shea has a head start on Moore, plays it back to Palmer. Difficult one for Palmer to deal with. He just got out from under his feet and away from Kiefer Moore.
I think O'Shea didn't realise Palmer was that far up.
No, he didn't.
Oh dear.
Moore almost got there and embarrassed the pair of them. Johnson at walking pace on halfway. 7.5 minutes to go live on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds. Alex will be with me next Saturday for full match commentary in the league. Wide on the right hand side, Johnson towards McAteer. Get more minutes in a Town game than he's been used to, Casey McAteer. Egley catches O'Brien, and he's going to be the recipient of the first yellow card of the night, Sindra Waller-Egley.
They might take Egley off and put two up front. Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Athon's coming on. Why not?
He won't know, will he?
No. The safe money's on Athon for Hurst.
I would.
Let's see. Come on, Kieran. Go on, do it. You know you want to. And is this the Ipswich Town change? He is.
He has
done. McAteer is off.
Put Egley out to the right.
And Athon is on with Hurst. Let's see what we can get from Ipswich Town then in this final 6.5 minutes.
Come on then.
Okonkwo, a very comfortable evening. Right-footed, downfield it goes, over the top of Moore, all the way through to Palmer on the edge of his area. Wrexham fans appeal that he handled the ball outside of his box. Clark on this left-hand side. Town have got 6 minutes plus added on time to keep themselves in this season's FA Cup. Clark skips away from Kabore. Johnson wants it. Clark bypasses him onto the chest of Egley, now on the right-hand side, approaching the Wrexham box. This could be promising for Town. Left foot across into the middle towards Athon, just on the field. Headed up by Wrexham, not cleared. A shot from Mehmeti, bobbles around there. Still not away from Wrexham's perspective. Now it is. Comes out to Johnson on the far side. I think Mehmeti, when he pulled the trigger there, probably fancied his chances, but there were bodies in the way. Egley towards Kayuste, bundled down by Moore. Clumsy, pointless, bad challenge that for a more silly one to give away. Giving Ipswich Town a chance to have a sight of goal. Mehmeti, I would imagine, will fancy this one. Egley's there as well.
It's a bit far out for the shot though, Brenner.
It's worth having a go, I think. I think they will.
Can we class it as a shot and goal? Shot on target. I've had a shot on target yet.
I think he's going to have a little go, I think. It's going to be Egley.
No way.
Mehmeti's walked away from it.
He's not going to shoot from there. Surely not.
So, yeah, 28 yards, 29 yards. I'll be having a go from here.
Get Mickey Thomas on.
Yeah, well, it's a very similar position, isn't it, funnily enough? Very, very similar. Free kick to Ipswich Town. They've got 5 minutes to save their FA Cup. Eggley and the outsider Johnson over this set piece. It will be Eggley, left-footed, who puts it into the Wrexham area. Hurst is there, headed up by Hyam, still alive inside the box. Keeper Moore's back helping out. The ball goes back to Okonkwo. And it's a free kick to Wrexham anyway. Let's hope that's not Town's last attempt on an equaliser. Okonkwo at Wrexham AFC 1, Ipswich Town 0. That's what the two big screens behind them say at the moment, and they also say 85 minutes and 52 seconds. Okonkwo up over halfway, won by Greaves. Athon, a boost towards the head of the stooping defender. Eggley brings the ball away for Ipswich Town, gives it to Mehmeti, overlapping is Johnson outside the Wrexham area. Mehmeti still has the ball, gives it to Eggley. Taylor short to Eggley again, 25 yards from goal. Making a run on the right hand side is Johnson. Poor pass from Eggley, cleared away towards Moore, trying to hold the ball up under pressure from O'Shea's done well, Moore. And then Dobson runs into trouble. Ipswich win the ball. Mehmeti up to Athon, round the corner to Hurst. Hurst back to goal, gives it to Clark. Up against Windass, comes in field. Clark through a little gap to Mehmeti, back to goal, edge of the D. Now it's with Taylor, 1-0 Wrexham. Taylor knocks the ball in towards Clark. Okonkwo made it his. Good work from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, good play from the goalkeeper. He read it, came and claimed it, took the pressure off his defence. It's a bit of a hopeful ball. Oh, and then
terrible kick from Okonkwo, more up than away. Athon will challenge for it, so too Sheaf. 3 minutes to play. O'Brien lifts it forward. O'Shea's going to get there ahead of Moore and head it back towards his goalkeeper. He has to come out of his area and use his feet again. He passes it calmly to the far side, Palmer. Johnson down the line to Eggley. Eggley in field, easily cut out by Hyam. Here is Taylor back in the left back area pretty much. Taylor crosses halfway, gives it to Clark.
We need to get Clark further forward. Forget defending now, get yourself forward.
Clark to Kayuste. Here is Taylor. Ipswich Town heading out of the FA Cup at the 4th round stage. Wrexham, after this one, just 2 wins from Wembley. Such a shame that Ipswich Town just can't get there. Seemingly they can't get themselves there. They're now trying to take this tie to extra time, Ipswich, really. Clark on this left hand side, closed down by Kabore. Athon heads the ball on to Clark. He's taken it nicely in his stride. First time ball forward, looking for Hurst, headed away by Doyle. Cleworth nods it down to Kabore. They're a good strong unit, those three at the back for Wrexham. The first choice central defensive three. Almost certain that Town will be facing them again. Cleworth, Hyam and Doyle next Saturday. Forward from O'Shea, decent ball to Clark on the left hand side, 1-on-1 with Cleworth. Off to our left hand side. Clark wins a throw in outside the Wrexham area. Final 90 seconds. Clark takes the throw in quickly to Taylor. Taylor turns it into the area, headed away by Hyam, out as far as Moore. Nods it down to O'Brien. O'Brien's gone on a mazy run far side, then played it back to Thomason. Thomason clears the ball forward, stumbling backwards. Kayuste gets there and heads it to Greaves. Final minute of the 90. Taylor with the ball on the centre spot. So disappointing again from Ipswich Town in this competition. Ball round the corner from Clark. He finds Taylor. Taylor to Kayuste. Kayuste to the far side and Eggley 1-on-1 with Thomason. What can he conjure up, the Norwegian? Trying to take him on. Eggley still has the ball, has Johnson for support, then he goes down lightly. Very poor from Eggley. O'Brien gets it up towards Windass, the match winner as things stand. Moore on the left hand side for Wrexham. Final 30 seconds of the 90. Moore's run the ball down the left outside the Ipswich Town penalty area, trying to waste time by shielding it over in the far corner. It's out off of Moore. He felt that he'd won his side a corner kick. I thought he had from at this distance. It's a long old way away, but the referee said that it's an Ipswich Town goal kick. There's a second ball on the field over in the far right corner. Taylor has the one that's active in the centre circle. We're about to be told how much added on time there is going to be. We're into the added on time at the end of this game. Ipswich Town have the ball wide on the right hand side, wasted by Eggerly. I must admit, in amongst all of that, I didn't hear how much added on time there was. Up towards the halfway line. Wrexham have it. Sheath infield has given it away. Mehmeti, he might be the one to unlock the door. To the right hand side, Mehmeti has given it to Eggerly, who's seen a lot of the ball recently and not used it well. In comes his cross, touchdown, maybe a chance inside the area. Mehmeti back to goal, tries to tee it up for Taylor. Clark has it for Ipswich. He pulls it square to Kayuste. Kayuste thought about the shot, instead he's given it to Eggerly. Eggerly hits it, it's deflected, and Okonkwo can't prevent it going out for a corner kick. It's a corner kick to Town. Just the 3 minutes of added on time to be played.
To be fair, Brenna, this has been our best opportunity. It's been corners.
Yep.
So as the goalkeeper's coming up as well.
We've played 1 minute of the added on 3 at the end of this game. Ipswich Town trail Wrexham 1-0. Johnson is on this corner kick off to our left hand side, and Town have everybody up for it. Alex Palmer, the goalkeeper, included. Palmer in the D off to our left, the Wrexham penalty area. Can Ipswich Town grab a dramatic equaliser and take this tie to extra time? Palmer's up for this corner kick. Town 1-0 down at Wrexham. Johnson taking a long old time over this one. Eventually he's set. Right-footed from Johnson. In it comes. It's good delivery. Oh, it's excellent delivery. How did nobody get on that? That was a real opportunity for Ipswich Town. It's just gone right through everyone.
Indeed. That's criminal.
It is, isn't it?
That's criminal. It really is. It's a great ball in, and there's just nobody attacking the ball. They're all just standing there waiting to hit them. Honestly, somebody's got to throw themselves at the ball to put it in the back of the net.
If you're Johnson, you're really annoyed because you're thinking, I can't do more than that. I've done my job. He put in a tremendous corner kick. Just lacking somebody to put the ball in the back of the net. That lack of a striker could count it against Ipswich Town. Final minute. Wrexham's fans believe they're in the 5th round for the first time in 29 years. Can Ipswich Town spoil the party? Not on this occasion. Taylor berates himself. Too much on the ball for Clark. Well, another landmark for Phil Parkinson's Wrexham. 3 successive promotions. They're 6th in the championship table at the moment, and they're seconds away from the 5th round of the FA Cup for the first time in almost 3 decades.
You can see what this means to the fans as well, Brenner.
The referee blows his whistle, and it's yet another miserable FA Cup defeat for Ipswich Town. Never looked like scoring. They've gone out at the 4th round stage, beaten 1-0 by Wrexham. They've got to perform so much better in 8 days' time when we are back here with championship points at stake. But it's just another feather in the cap of Phil Parkinson's Wrexham and this wonderful story in North Wales. 3 successive promotions have taken them up to the top 6 of the championship, and they're now into the last 16 of the FA Cup for the first time in almost 3 decades. Congratulations to Wrexham, but another miserable night following Ipswich Town in cup competitions.
Yeah, they deserved it, Brenner. At the end of the day, they created more chances. Our goalkeeper was more busier. They must have had about 7 or 8 shots on target that Palmer's had to save. I don't think their goalkeeper had a shot to save. I really don't. Apart from corner kicks, that was the only thing that looked a threat. In open play, we don't look like scoring at all tonight. We said it before the game with the team that went out, and we were proven right, unfortunately. I would have liked to see us at least have a go, see what it means to these Wrexham fans. It's a long old journey back for the Ipswich Town fans. Disappointing, very disappointing tonight, but again, it'll be different again next week, hopefully.
Yeah, we hope so. It's just a concern, isn't it? The fact that Ipswich Town are so reliant on Philogene, Clark and penalties. For me, I don't know whether that's sustainable long term. We don't seem to get players in there, like you saw right at the end there, scoring tap-ins, throwing themselves at chances, getting goals from open play inside the 6-yard area, headed goals. We don't get enough goals like that, do we, from Ipswich Town? And you do wonder whether that might hold them back in the shake-up. I know we must remember they're third in the table. They've got a game in hand. They're in a terrific position in the league, but fans are right to be a little bit concerned about where the goals are going to come from in key moments over the remainder of the season, aren't they, Alex?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we watched Derby last week. We scored a good goal, the second goal. But up until then, I couldn't see where we were going to get a goal from. I just think our open play, it's always side to side. There's nothing hurts teams. We don't play balls in behind for somebody to run onto. We don't play little balls that the striker can get to. We get a throw in and we don't even throw it to the striker's feet in the box. I mean, it's criminal for me. I think somebody should get a hold of the ball, make them foul you in the box, make them foul you round about the area, but everything's in front and it's got to be the perfect pass, the perfect goal. It needs to be better. We need to be hurting teams, putting balls down the side between the centre back and the full back for Horst to run onto or somebody to run onto. I don't think I saw a midfield player going beyond the striker today at all. We never saw Andy go beyond the striker. It's all nicely. Look at me, I'm good on the ball, but side to side I look comfortable on the ball. Yeah, I can do a 10-yard pass. No, it needs to be something that's going to hurt teams and create something. I mean, Neil today never done a lot on the ball. Kariusti never really done a killer pass. People with quality that you know you've got, and they never gave us anything. We never looked anything at all. Mehmeti's only one that I think can probably give you a spark. Yeah. Try to create anything. I mean, the young lad Egley, I mean, he's 19 years old, great, but we're asking a lot of him to go and change a game for us or go and perform week in, week out. I mean, he done a couple of nice things today, but the majority of the time he gave the ball away, and he's just not ready yet. He needs time to mature and get on with it. But it's just disappointing. I'd like to see Ipswich Town to come out and get to the next round of a cup and want to get to the next round of a cup.
2 wins from Wembley, that's Wrexham.
I know, and it's just crazy. And you see at the end of the day, the Wrexham fans are going, I'll be in the next round of a cup. Brilliant. We're not. We were like, it doesn't matter. It's only a cup.
Year,
it's only a cup. I used to love playing in cup matches and get to 5th round games and stuff like that. Big occasions. It's just not good enough.
Does this have any bearing on next Saturday?
I think it has a bearing all the time because there's no confidence there. I mean, listen, it's going to be a completely new team next Saturday. There'll be 10 changes this week, there'll be 10 changes next week again probably. But listen, I'm not wanting to criticise Kieran McKenna, you know what I mean? He can't fault what he's done and what he's doing with the club and where we are. But I just think the fans deserve a little bit more than what we saw tonight in a cup match. They've travelled all this way. Yeah. You expect more, and I thought that was disappointing. I thought they should have done a lot better and at least try to win the game. We never even looked like trying to win that game.
I think you're absolutely spot on. Very fair comments. Yeah, 1,269 Ipswich Town supporters. Terrific away support, but they've not seen a performance anywhere near good enough from their team, and sadly that's why they are out of the FA Cup yet again, losing 1-0 here at Wrexham. We'll go downstairs and speak to Kieran McKenna, and hopefully an Ipswich Town player as well. We'll try our best to get those on air before 10:30.
Yeah, wishing those supporters safe travels back, and plenty of them will be back at Wrexham in 8 days' time for the Championship clash. So Wrexham 1, Ipswich Town 0. Our main feature on BBC Radio Suffolk this evening. Chelsea also through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. They've won 4-0 away at Hull City. Pedro Neto with the opening goal on 40 minutes. Second half goals from Jarell Hato, Estevao and Pedro Neto with his second. A few texts off the back of our full match commentary from the racecourse ground. Richard in Hesset says, is this really the best squad in the Championship? Can't see us making top 2. 2. Chris in Hoseley says Town had no desire or fight to win this game. George Hurst had no end product, no shots on target, shows the lack of a central goal scorer is obvious. Wrexham look the team that can unlock the opposition, not Town. We must change our desire in the league encounter next weekend. Feel so sorry for the supporters that travelled. Nigel says very poor performance, especially attacking wise. Hurst and Akpom look out of form along with Eggley and McAteer. A big squad which lacks quality in depth, says Nigel. Bob in Newmarket says another disappointing cup performance, will need to be a lot better next Saturday when it really matters. Well done to the travelling away support. Dell says I'm so frustrated. Kieran McKenna knows far more about football than me, but I fail to see why Hurst and Eggley were kept on. Will in Westhorpe says Wrexham kept the pitch wide and flooded the midfield. Town didn't cover anywhere near as much ground as Wrexham, gave the ball away far too many times and didn't have any bite at all. Even in the 80th minute when a cross comes in, Wrexham have 6 and Town have 1 in the box. Not good enough. Will adds a massive positive was Ben Johnson, who looked comfortable until about the 75th minute. Good backup for Furlong. David says Town will win next week, don't worry. More texts coming through and you can add your voice. 81333 is the number. Start your messages with SFK. If you want to drop us a message on WhatsApp, it's 08000 321 333. Like Brenna says, hoping to hear from Kieran McKenna before we're off air at 10:30. Possibly the thoughts of a Town player as well. We'll have more ahead of Ipswich Town women's match with Sheffield United on Sunday as well. But in a moment, we'll have a quick recap on tonight's disappointment with Alex Matthew, who's still at the racecourse ground for us.
1 kettle, 5 towns. We're taking the Wayne Bavin Breakfast Show on the road and having a cuppa with the county.
A breakfast road trip like no other.
We're putting the kettle on and sharing stories from communities all over Suffolk.
Community, people care for each other, and really, that's what we need everywhere, isn't it?
5 towns, 1 kettle, and you're all invited.
Sudbury, Brandon, Lowestoft, Stowmarket and Ipswich.
That's Wayne's Breakfast Cuppa with the county, all next week on The Breakfast Show.
On BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds.
At 9:45, you with Match Day on BBC Radio Suffolk. It's finished Wrexham 1, Ipswich Town 0 in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Josh Windus with the only goal of the game on 34 minutes. Disappointing display from a much changed Ipswich Town team that struggled to find their rhythm this evening. We've had a couple of texts referring to a few bright spots, but most of all, it's disappointments across the board. Football today was boring to watch, says Nicky. No urgency. We can't pass to a teammate. Very few crosses into the box, and when the crosses do come, we've got no one in there. Another message here saying watch the coaches leave Portman Road this morning at 11:30. They won't get home till 4 a.m. Just tell us you want to go out of the cup and we can stay at home. It's a disgrace. Reg on the bright side says we will win next Saturday. Carter in Stowmarket says disgraceful performance for the fans who travelled. They should pay for their tickets next weekend. Luke in Colchester, awful performance tonight. McKenna gave these players an opportunity, but it was a painful performance from the players. Hurst shocking again, not sure why he got the captain's armband, and just disappointed all round with Town's motivation tonight. I had the frustrations shine through with you, Alex, at full time. It was a frustrating and mostly disappointing watch tonight, sadly.
It really was. I mean, for the first half, it was a bit better. The second half, we seemed to have a little bit more urgency. We got tighter all over the pitch. We got closer to the Wrexham players, but creativity was pretty poor. There was nothing. I mean, Wrexham created the best chances again. We had a couple of opportunities, balls from corners and stuff, but really nothing from open play. I think the one time we did get in is when Hurst ran down the channel. Mehmeti played him into the channel in the 18-yard box. He's put a great ball across the box, but nobody there to be in the end of it. That was only the really open play chance that we created. So yeah, I just get frustrated when, I mean, 10 changes, I get that the league's a priority, I get that, we want to get back to the Premiership and everybody will be singing praises and stuff like that, but it's just, it's the FA Cup. You're 2 games away from Wembley, and it's not very often you get to see your team go to Wembley or get close to it. But it would have been nice. I mean, it's a good opportunity to win this game tonight. I mean, Wrexham are no great